Welcome to Mythical Kitchen. Well, welcome to the dimly lit booth in the corner of Mythical Kitchen where Last Meals takes place. We have had some incredible guests over the years. We have had some incredible conversations over the years. And since we are about to go on a much deserved holiday break for literally everybody in this room, Maggie, you especially, we wanted to take a look back at some of our favorite episodes. And we love all of the things that we shoot in the Mythical Kitchen, but Last Meals has truly become something special for us, for me, for I hope you, and everybody who's been on the show. We've laughed, we've cried. Steve-O took off his pants once. And so sit back, enjoy several hours of incredibly cathartic, funny, and absolutely delicious entertainment. We will be back in the new year with bigger episodes, better episodes, more crying, hopefully. So without further delay, here are some of our favorite Last Meals episodes.
I am Tom Hanks, and my last meal would be challah bread French toast with Kerry sugar-free syrup, an In-N-Out double-double with a Diet Coke, Greek salad with avocado, calamari, and a side of pita with tarama salata, the Taste of History platter from El Cholo with a Diet Dr. Pepper, and a white chocolate coconut bundt cake.
Everybody has exactly two things in common. We all gotta eat and we're all gonna die. Tom Hanks, welcome to the show.
Man, oh man, and you told me not to go dark, but you know, it's true. We will do both those things.
Yeah, so have you thought about your last meal before?
I have, prior to being coached in order to appear on this. You know, you probably have the same thing. There's a number of restaurants. I don't know what I would order at them, but there's a couple of places in the world where I think if I only had one day left, where would I eat dinner the night before?
So you would rather go to a restaurant and you'd like put your own life, your last experience into the chef's hands and just say like, kill me.
Bring it on.
Have you contemplated your own death a lot? And this is a weird question because I've contemplated your death
a lot.
I had a dream last night.
How did it go?
Terribly, actually, because you had COVID in March of 2020. I'm not sure if you know that, but but I mean, I think there was a resounding experience between millions of people that was, if this can get Tom Hanks, it can get us. What was it like getting, I'm sure you got thousands of messages saying, Tom Hanks, please don't die.
Should have told the kids first. That was a big thing. We kind of went public up without letting our 4 children know. A simple text from Australia they let us know that, hey, you idiot parents, you could have done that a little bit better.
Most of the time it's the parent that wants the kid to text them, but you weren't texting your
Well,
kids.
no, we weren't. Number one, we felt horrible. And number two, we were met by like a team in hazmat suits that carted us, put us in a plastic sealed automobile and got us to a hospital. And while we were there, it felt pretty rotten. And I kept saying, what are you looking for? And they well, we're looking for signs of COVID-19. I said, well, and what would those be?
You're patient zero in my mind.
Well, okay, you know. And they were saying, we're looking to see if your lungs fill, so we got a lot of x-rays, and our temperatures, if they were going to spike or not. You know, it's centigrade down there. And so I said, well, what's my temperature? And they said, well, it's like, you know, you're at 37.
Oh, no.
And I said, I have no idea what that means. I'm at 37, what is that in gallons? I have no idea. And they said, it's all right. And 3 days later said, okay, you can go home, but you can't go anywhere. So we left there and we were locked down for like another 2 weeks and felt lousy.
Did you ever think that was it? That like, this is the moment, this is how I go out? Was that ever on the table?
No, once they let us out of the hospital, I think we'll be okay.
All right, Tom, for the first course in your final meal, we have challah bread French toast. Now, this is a kosher challah from a kosher bakery in Los Angeles. We put a dash of vanilla extract in there, some cinnamon, eggs, and milk.
Cinnamon, interesting.
A little bit of cinnamon. And then we have toasted it in butter, griddled it, and then topped it with Kerry's sugar-free syrup. Tell me about your last meal. Nothing affects you after this. Nothing affects you.
I didn't think of that. You know,
you're going sugar-free. You don't want one last ride.
I have developed a taste for this stuff. You know, there's this really great book. I think it's called the Sweet and Low Life. Anyway, it's about the history of sweet and low. But because I have type 2 diabetes, I don't, but I should avoid sugar. But I have developed a taste for sugar-free maple. How much? What is this?
I don't think they can leave.
This is low-calorie syrup. Okay. But see, you got right here, it literally has only 2 grams of a sugar in it, you know, which is, that's
can I read
super
this?
low, yeah.
Yes, this says Oh, also, please eat. Do you want me to syrup up your? Okay.
No, I'm not going to eat this whole plate. Please, come on, Hicks.
If you would like to syrup mine, if you would syrup mine to please.
Well,
yours,
just do a little bit like that and put some on the side so you can dip it in.
Hitch, you can have I'll save the last one. I won't touch it.
I have been known to come downstairs at night when I need a sweet tooth and get a spoon and get some of the Kerry syrup and just put a little bit in there and.
Oh, Tom, you dirty dog.
Tastes like candy to me.
So aspartame, the sweetener, I should ask you about your life, but I want to nerd out about artificial sweeteners really quickly because aspartame was originally developed to be, the adhesive that's on two-plate car glass so your head doesn't go through and it shatters?
Okay, all right, I do now.
The reason that car windows don't shatter, they were trying to make the adhesive to make that, and then somehow aspartame ended up being a byproduct. And they tasted it, and they were like, "Wow, this is sweet. We can make Diet Coke out of it."
Well, I have asked occasional doctors. It says, "Is there any long-term? Not bad, right?
Right.
Is there any long-term thing about artificial sweeteners? You shouldn't eat tons of any one individual food, and that would include this stuff." So,
Tom, you've said that all great stories are about loneliness. I got to get the show on the road. I got to get the show on the road. Or I'm going to keep talking about
that's
this.
good. That's good.
I want to talk about the theme of loneliness, though, because your new film, A Man Called Otto, that is a huge theme that's running throughout that. You've said that all great stories are ultimately about loneliness, and you've also said that loneliness was a huge driver of your decision-making when you were young. I think we have this worldwide epidemic of loneliness right now. It's on the rise. Japan appointed a minister of loneliness. What do you think is behind that, and what do we do to stop it?
Yeah. Let's figure this out.
Let's do it.
Okay, first of all, everybody should sit down and, you know what? Your world should be like the Carnegie Deli in New York City, in which essentially you sit down with strangers. It's like no individual booths, no individual tables. You just kind of like sat down, and chances are, if you were alone or there were two of you, a third person will be in there that had nothing to do with you, and so you get together. One of the sayings that came out of when we were making A Man Called Otto that came from the Swedish team that made A Man Called Uva, which was the novel and the original movies. And no one is a stranger once you know their story. Something happens to us, somewhere between the ages of 0 and 7. Let's assume, all right, look, everybody has their personality, right? But everybody has exposure to something beyond our personality, greater than ourselves. And there is some aspect of being able to feel comfortable when one is just listening that might not be in the comfort zone for an awful lot of people. But I think there's an epidemic of loneliness, particularly now within the last 20 years or so, in which it would seem as though all these technological tools are at our disposal to be a part of something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah, because that's a huge debate, especially, we make a lot of videos on YouTube and social media, and on the one hand, it is connecting people who have similar interests from around the world, and we've eliminated that sense of physical place, the need for proximity. But do you think that people are like overestimating the amount that a digital connection is a quote unquote real connection?
I think for some people they are, yeah, without a doubt, because it's so great. I mean, it's kind of a blast. There's nothing more life altering than some form of a knock on the door.
All right, Tom, for the second course, we have a classic Greek salad with avocado, calamari, pita, and tarama salata.
Tarama salata. That's how you remember it.
Tarama salata.
A lot of Greeks just call it tarama.
Tarama?
What is a tarama? You want some tarama? Have some tarama. It's Greek caviar. This is the Greek caviar. That's what they call it.
And then also we have the In-N-Out double, some marinated feta, and then a Diet Coke.
Absolutely. As we call it, better living through American chemicals. I'm just going to have a little bit because periodically I go on 3 or 4 day all water fast just to get away from some of the stuff that.
Do you feel any different?
Yeah, you do actually. Yeah.
In a good way or a bad way?
No. Look, in a good way. Again, I'm not against it, but every now and again, just do a little flush out. It's like eating vegan twice a week.
It's smart.
At the most. At the most.
Please dig into the very non-vegan spread.
Okay, I'm gonna. Let's get right to we'll put this off to the side. Now, understand, any Greek restaurant, and actually any Greek homemaker, anybody who says I like to cook Greek, is going to be judged by the quality of their tarama salata.
Oof.
And I can't tell you what is good tarama salata other than just tasting it and telling you.
Maybe the tarama salata was the friends we made along the way? Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna. First of all, good olive oil. Nothing wrong with it.
It's Greek.
You know, it is. This is very Greek, and sometimes they come up and it's just kind of like tastes like salty mayonnaise. But this is good tarama. All right. Now, you can get in a jar. You can get it incredibly fresh. This is good tarama. All right.
That means a lot.
Okay. This is kind of like calamari is served every possible way in a Greek restaurant. You know, what you will do is you'll take a little bit of the tarama and put it, and you do the same thing with tzatziki. Just dip it in, and
what a world of flavor.
Man, oh man, that's good. And the great thing about Greek salad is just about the only way I truly love to eat vegetables.
I agree. This is incredibly delicious, and I'm really curious about your relationship to Greece because you're an honorary Greek citizen. Your wife Rita is Greek, and you converted to Greek Orthodoxy when you got married.
I didn't have to actually.
You didn't have to?
No, because I was baptized in a Catholic church, Christ the King. So I was baptized there, and there is enough of a connection to the original Orthodoxy.
It's a very easy traipse over from Catholicism to Orthodoxy.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, they'll take anybody. You know, as long as you're sincere.
So if I'm just coming for the tarama, they probably.
Oh, they love you.
Oh, great. I'm in then.
No, they love you.
Mazel tov. I'm Greek Orthodox.
I'm more beloved by particularly Greek moms because I married a Greek. You know, I'm even better than their lazy sons. No lie, the Mediterranean diet, which you can eat anywhere from from Lisbon and Portugal to Morocco, straight across, that diet based on incredibly fresh vegetables, fish, a lot of protein. You might just live forever. I'm going to actually try to test this.
My theory is all the Diet Coke has
based on that, I'll have another sip of my American chemical.
All the preservatives, I think, are going to preserve your insides, and I think they're just never going to fail because of that.
Now, where do you stand on caffeine?
Oh, I consume way too much of it, and my doctor told me I have to stop. I try and keep it under.
Change doctors.
Thank you. You're my doctor now.
I am not. Understand. There's a reason it's a legal addictive stimulant, because it's fantastic.
And we need it.
I would rather give up, like cling peaches than, I'll give up anything. But if some doctor says to me, you can't have a cup of coffee in the morning, I say, thank you very much, I'm getting a different doctor, because I hate you.
I want to talk about God. You mentioned, I'm really great. We're trying this new thing where it's just
Is
no
he or
segue.
she coming to join us now?
That's a hell of a question. No, I'm really curious about your relationship to Greek Orthodoxy because you have said that you do believe in God. Yeah, this is looping all the way back around.
Bring it around.
You said that you do believe in God, but also that you love to ponder the mystery, the why in church, whereas a lot of people, I think, look to religion and God for certainty. You seem to be looking at the mystery.
I seek no certainty. I don't seek for answers. I must say, I'm more interested in the questions than any answers would be. There was a guy who was a reverend, believe it or not, said something that when he said it, I said, oh, that's my thing. He said, miracles are a dime a dozen. They happen every day. They happen every time somebody gets off a plane that flew across the country. He says, but the mysteries are the things that we can ponder for eternity. And I believe it. Why do good things happen to bad people? Why do bad things happen to good people? So somewhere between, how do you want to spell God, G-O-D? What words can you come up with that fill that out? Grace, order, direction? How about that? Grace, try to love each other, give everybody a fair shot. Order, meaning like there's a sense of right and wrong here, folks. We all sort of know it. And direction is like when you wake up in the morning and say, all right, what wrong decision am I gonna make today? And what right decision can I force myself into? Somewhere in there you will have, the great mystery of life. And that's enough for me. So if life is long, hopefully you're gonna make 51 good decisions against the 49 bad ones, so you'll stay ahead of the game. That's good enough for me.
And that's like the meaning of life. That's the Tom Hanks official meaning of life is just a 51.
Well, I'm not going to copyright it.
Can we copyright?
And I'm not asking for money in order to build a tabernacle.
We own that phrase now.
Okay, all right.
I'm fascinated about that idea of generational trauma being passed down, and it's something that, I know your dad witnessed some traumas.
Yeah, my dad saw his dad get killed in a fight in in the Depression by a hired hand. And justice was not wrought in his life. And that's a type of trauma that one way or another, it gets past. And I have no idea what his grandfather went through, because that was a whole other period of history and generational strife.
But now yourself, I mean, having children and grandchildren, how do you stop that cycle?
I apologize to them every single day. I'm sorry for the scars that you have borne because of me. But you don't have kids.
No, not yet.
All right, how old are you?
30.
My son was born when I was 21. And I by the time I got to when I was 35 or in my late 30s, I realized, oh, I know what the scoop is with my parents. I know. They were just doing the best they could. They didn't have a clue.
That's everybody, man.
They had so many problems going on, you know. They had so much stuff that they had to deal with, including not really liking each other that much. That's a hard thing to get over as well. I did do one thing. Okay, this was. I'm going to give myself credit because my youngest pointed it out to me when he was graduating. Truman, who was in the movie, not to take anything away, and one day he came home with his grandmother, my mother-in-law, and she said, "Ooh, Truman is afraid of you. He says you yell all the time." And I thought about it, and I said, "Oh man, you know, I have been on a patience-free tear here for a while." So I sat him down and I said, okay, I have to apologize. I'm going to sound like a great guy now. I'm not. I didn't notice it myself.
Tell a piece of crap, Hanks. That's what it says on his ticker.
I had no self-awareness. I did not know what I was doing. I only knew that this little kid had done absolutely nothing wrong. So what I did was I drew, first off, I came up with a contract, 2 copies of a contract that we both signed. I, Dad, hereby declare that I am not going to yell at Truman, and if I do, he can say, "Dad, you're yelling at me," and I will have to stop.
And that holds up?
Yeah, it does. And when he was at, "Dad, you're yelling," I said, "Oh, sorry, hold on." So that's it. That's the only hint I have of how to be a decent parent. Come up with that contract.
Actors only understand contracts.
That's exactly right. We will take direction. So.
Oh my God, we didn't eat the burger.
We didn't eat the burger.
We didn't even eat the burger.
Now, you know, I read this thing that it might not be true, but I'm going to say it's true.
Please.
The busiest restaurant in the world, I've read, is the LAX In-N-Out Burger, because people all over the world get off their plane in LA and go right to the In-N-Out Burger. And I will tell you, 24 hours a day, that drive-through line is a quarter mile.
It's ridiculous.
And there's a reason for this, because maybe inarguably, this is the best mass-produced cheese, double with everything.
No doubt in my mind about that.
And you can have it wrapped in lettuce. That's protein style, no bun. Evidently, I've heard from your crack staff that you can also have it tomato style. Is that what it's called?
Tomato wrapped.
Tomato wrap. 2 big slices of tomato on either side instead of a bun.
I just want 2 cans of Diet Coke holding the burgers. That's the natural evolution of this. But
I heard about that. No, come on.
It's incredible.
We did not have these where I grew up in Northern California. When I first moved to LA in the 80s, they had In-N-Out, the radio commercial. That's what a hamburger is all about. And I never had one. And then I did. And Los Angeles made all the sense in the world. Check
this out, Tom.
All right, I don't know if you can see on these plates. Kudos to the staff. You not only went to El Cholo to get a taste of history, you've got the platter that says a taste of history right here. This is the Holy Grail right here.
Tom, you can present the dish and all of its fineries.
I am so thrilled. The taste of the El Cholo experience is second to none. It is a 100-year-old family, probably started just in a taco stand somewhere downtown. The original El Cholo for me was on Western. I believe it seats 6,000 people. It's just room after room after room after room of families eating those hot frying pans.
The sizzling fajitas?
The sizzling fajitas.
Added to the menu in 1984.
And, there you go. I love it that every time they sit down, literally a spitting, sizzling hot frying pan in front of you, they always say, "Be careful, That's hot.
I couldn't
I
tell.
think I understand, seeing that I'm getting, my skin is being charbroiled right here.
So this is the chili relleno right here. We have the rolled taco, officially on the menu. Someone would call it a flauta. We have the tamal, and then we have a classic cheese enchilada on the side with the guac served in the little tostada cup, which is the little extras.
When they call it a taste of history, this is historically a sample of everything that El Cholo made famous. What do you start with first?
I'm looking to you for the cue.
Well, I'll go with the tamale. If you go to the Wilshire Santa Monica El Cholo and search the walls, because you'll see a photograph of essentially our entire office crew. Because before COVID, years ago, someone would announce, "It's Wednesday, can we go to El Cholo today?" Boom! Walking distance, we'd walk to El Cholo, take up a big table. So they started taking pictures of us when we were there.
I was at El Cholo 2 nights ago, and I was searching the walls because I was like, knowing how Tom feels about this, he's got to be there. And I didn't see the picture because I got hung up reading a Bon Appetit restaurant review from 1994.
And
Thanks.
What did it say?
Oh, it's just, they call it a taste of history.
No, absolutely right. You cannot go wrong. Now, also, if you're going for solely the white Los Angelino version of Mexican food, big basket of chips, of course, margaritas till the cows come home. There was a time where this whole thing would go in my stomach.
You can't stop. And then you're eating 15 tortillas worth of chips dipped in salsa.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that 1 p.m. pitcher margarita either.
I'll tell you, I ordered a single margarita just off the menu, and I swear there was at least 4 shots of tequila in there.
They aim to please. I think if you just said, "Hey, can I have a light margarita?" it would still just come out. It'll be like, PTA barbecue power. It will just absolutely knock it out. We are not. You guarantee me we're not paid content for our products here.
We are not paid content, but I will say a Dr. Pepper diet has exactly 0 calories, but all the great taste of Dr. Pepper. And in the greater Keurig Dr. Pepper company, we swear that Keurig did not actually start a national environmental crisis. That's propaganda.
Oh.
Anybody remember that, the Keurig thing? The landfills? Yeah.
I'm just here to ponder why things happen to good people and bad things happen to
Tom, what happens when you die? Where do you go? The lights go out and it's just nothing.
I'm gonna let you know.
Please.
I'll try to come back. I happen to know people that have given up everything as far as, commercial American beverage snack food. That, when you say, sometimes I have a Diet Dr. Diet Dr. Pepper's good. It almost tastes like the real thing.
It does.
It does. Why?
We're not being paid, but
it is. By the way, you pointed out it's the 3rd beverage, right? Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Dr. Pepper. And did you say that the government says it cannot be bought by one of the cola companies?
Yeah, it would violate antitrust monopoly acts to purchase Dr. Pepper, so it's always been just held up as a 3rd pillar. I have a conspiracy about this, though, that Dr. Pepper is just a mix of cola and root beer, because they say 23 flavors. That's too many flavors for a single soda. So it tastes like the real thing because your body is so confounded.
I don't care.
No, I don't care either, man.
Good.
I didn't say it was bad. I don't know. It's great.
So good. Sometimes I'll also mix it, like when you go to, you're on the road and you stop off to get sunflower seeds, some beef jerky, some apple slices, and then you now go and you don't have to buy a bottle of anything. You can go to one of those machines where you have all the buttons and you can press and what. How many times? Let me get some Cokes. Ooh, no, let me add some Diet Dr. Pepper to that. Let me go. What else? I'll go back to the. Let me put some Pepsi Max on here and see what that. And you just end up having this volatile concoction of every delicious soda thing, and no calories because it's all sugar free.
I love it. I always put a dash of the horchata in there.
Whoa!
And that gets you a little creaminess.
Oh. Hot damn.
Thank you. I'm a visionary.
I'm sounding like I'm 13 years old, aren't I?
That's the beauty of food, man. That's the beauty of food, I think it's incredible.
When the great love of my dad's life was Frances Wong. They were married for 1,000 years, and she was Chinese from San Francisco. And as a very young man, I would be, next thing I know, I'm in a car and we're driving over to a place, a Chinese restaurant that literally has no Caucasian people in. Only the Chinese people know it's fantastic food. I have no idea what it is. there was that lazy Susan, of so many things, and all I had to do was just be a tiny bit brave.
What do you think stops people from going out of their comfort zone like that?
That's a good question.
Like, what are they afraid of if they put something in their mouth that they don't like?
It might be something that you learn as a kid?
You're the one that has kids. I don't have kids. What do your kids eat? Like, did you expose them to a lot of foods early?
There's a period of time where they just will not eat anything other than what is in their comfort zone, and you trick them after a while. You do. You like fake them out. Trying to get them to try calamari when we were young. And it would be the breaded kind of like deep fried calamari. And we said it's essentially chicken. Like chicken nuggets, because they ate chicken nuggets by the friggin' bucket full.
Yeah.
It's like chicken nuggets. Is it really? Yeah. Then we lied. Is it? Well, it's not like chicken nuggets, but it's not bad either. So, we got him.
Got him. Tom, we have reached the dessert portion, the terminus of your last meal. Please tell me about this cake.
Look at it. Look at it.
So beautiful, man. I want to cry, man.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It really is.
All right, this cake is so great. You can really only have it once a year, which works out perfectly because I don't order it. It arrives as a gift at Christmas. Now, I'm going to drop a name now, and I don't want you to go berserk, but this is a big name. Not everybody gets this white chocolate coconut bundt cake. This is a Christmas gift that we get every year from Tom Cruise.
Get the heck out. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was incredibly dangerous. I thought it was going to go that way.
I get it. I get it. Now, what's interesting is the folks down at the office, the Playtone World headquarters, starting about Thanksgiving, they start eyeing what mail has come in today, is the big box coming in? Are we getting what has essentially been called the Tom Cruise cake? Because this is just off the scale, fantastic. Now, what happens at the office is the first couple of days, people take, that size of slice. But as time goes by, we realize the days are numbered on the survival of this cake. So everybody starts slicing thinner and thinner slices, And it's a mathematical proof that if you just keep cutting everything in half, you will never run out of Tom Cruise cake. Because if you eat the last piece of Tom Cruise cake at Playtone, you're gonna pay the piper. You're gonna get a horrible work assignment or a pink notice. Who knows what's going on? Because then the other thing that goes on is at the house, the whole family is saying, "Hey, where's the cake? Where's it?" This is what we actually called it at the house. Are you ready for this?
Please.
We'll have it. We'll go like, "Oh man, oh God, I love taco cake." This Tom Cruise cake.
Tom Cruise cake?
It's best.
It's the best Tom Cruise cake I ever had.
So it's become that. People come down for breakfast and said, with a full mouth, they said, "Hey, who ate the last of the Tom Cruise cake?" And I'm going to say, Tom, if you're watching, Mr. Cruise, you're a legend.
He does watch the show.
And thank you for your Tom Cruise cake. But man, oh man.
Tom, what better to go along with cake than some lovely...
Hello.
Truly, caffeine, this is a savior right now.
All right.
This is a long,
now,
big meal.
Coffee, cake, right? Cake and coffee matches along. Now, a fine cup of coffee, if you like, that kind of thing. I've added some hot milk to it. If you've been paying attention to the internet, I've worked with some folks in the coffee business, and there's a product now called Hanx, H-A-N-X, for our troops. You can direct to consumer on the web, and every cent of profit goes to help veterans organizations. It's damn good coffee.
I believe you.
We have 3 different.
You don't have to yell at me. I believe you.
We have 3 different flavors. One's like for a holiday blend. One is just straight Morning Joe. Literally a fistful of caffeine right in the face right after that. And another
Punch me in the face, Tom.
Another one's a little bit of a morning blend that has a little bit of malt in it. That's what I happen to drink. So check it out, and you'll get your legal addictive stimulant that we both love.
Need it.
And your money will go to a cause to help those who served.
Everybody tells you that you're like the best guy, right? I'll tell you that you're a piece of crap. No, I was gonna say that, it seems like every single thing you do, even going back to the COVID thing, you were the first person that I heard give the message of like, do your part. You live your life like somebody who needs to get into heaven. Like, this is my Rita. I mean, honestly, for real, it's like every single thing you do, if you are not sure about heaven, if you're not sure about what happens when you die, like, what actually drives you?
Not to get too philosophical about it, but here's the thing.
Do it, man. This is a place.
When I was growing up and I was moving, we moved around a lot. By the time I was in 5th grade, I lived in like 10 houses, 10 different places, and went to 4 or 5 different schools. And I always kind of was excited by being in a new place and going to a new school. My siblings, not so much so. They were a little shyer, not quite so outgoing, but it seemed to me there was always some sort of like, interesting circus that was somewhere nearby where we were living. I was born in '56, so I was a socially conscious human being by 1961, 1962. And if you think about it, that was only 20 years after World War II. And they talked about, not just about, everybody made references to the war, but they talked about the common purpose of what went on there, that there was a common sacrifice. There were sayings like, hey buddy, don't you know there's a war on? And I think that infiltrated me because all of my teachers, all of my dad's friends, any adult had this thing happen to them essentially when they were teenagers. And they left Willows, California, or were somewhere in the South Seas like my dad was, And I don't know, I think that just got around to, the social the social studies aspects of going to school is that it's relatively easy to follow the rules. And if you follow the rules, life's a little bit better. Now, you're also talking to a white kid in a white neighborhood.
Sure.
Even in a city like Oakland, I was going to a school where there's an awful lot of things about American history that were not taught, that we did not know about. I grew up in an incredibly, very, 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 very vibrant time, and I was so young that I could not get drafted to go to the war in Vietnam.
Do you think any of that is like survivor's guilt for people who didn't have the level of success that you did, or maybe didn't come out? Because you don't seem to be giving yourself a ton of credit on that.
When you're young, it's like, are you growing up in some combination of a William Saroyan novel and Catcher in the Rye? You're in a mix of stuff, and what's your main place of solace? It's going to be some form of your family, and I got to tell you, my siblings were hilarious. Yeah. My dad was distant, but oblivious to all the things he needed to be oblivious to.
Yeah, talk to me about that importance of family, because A Man Called Otto, the movie, which this is the last stop on his press tour, and everyone, come on, no, give it up. Those things are long. Let's talk about A Man Called Otto in the same.
Excuse me, I'm going to beam here just for a little bit longer, knowing that this is my stop. This is the end of it.
I want to talk about the theme of family, because you've talked about how this is the family business. It's storytelling. If you own a plumbing supply company, what's the difference? And in this movie, Truman played your younger self. Rita did the song.
She was the producer, actually. She was a
yeah.
producer on set, and she recorded the closing title.
And even one of my favorite moments, Mike Birbiglia drives up in the car and Out for His White Boy Summer by Chet.
By Chet.
Which is an incredible, I shot up in my seat when I heard that.
When I was in the high school play, my dad, who was in the restaurant business and also taught hotel and restaurant food preparation, he had no concept how any child of his could get up and do something like that, because he was really, super closed off guy. Not super closed off, he was just shy and retiring and oblivious to an awful lot of it. And he was the type of guy who would sit there and laugh at us all. He would just laugh at what we're doing and saying and carrying on. My 4 kids are all creative one way or another. My daughter's a writer, Colin is an actor, Chet is a Renaissance man. He does a little bit of everything. And sitting around my family at a dinner table is the best conversation I could possibly have anywhere, because everybody is opinionated, everybody is funny, everybody fights just the right amount of time. Almost every meal ends up with just the right amount of time.
I have one last question. Tom, you've created your own slice of paradise on Earth. To me, it seems like, it's easy to say from the outside looking in, but you can have your takuke. You got this beautiful family, incredible career, won all the awards, including a Shakespearean award from Cleveland back in.
Oh my Lord, yeah.
1978,
I think it was.
But point is, you shouldn't want for anything, I'm sure you do. Does that give you any solace about death? Like when it's actually time to kick the bucket, pay the piper, whatever, is there any difference between somebody who has lived a fulfilled life and a non-fulfilled life?
I think that's a waste of time, and I've just never gone there. I know people that sit around and have long philosophical discussions about it, and I say, guys, we're on the back nine here. Why waste any time trying to ponder what this is? We'll find out. You know,
Yeah.
we'll get to the bottom of it. The one thing that has absolutely no no empirical, science to back it up is what happens when we shuffle off to the next one. And I don't waste a minute thinking about what that is or fearing what it's going to be.
I won't waste any more of your minutes, but I will tell you, A Man Called Otto, it deals with a lot of themes of death. That meant a lot to me. It was this close to crying, Tom. The tears welled up. Everybody around me was crying. I wasn't crying. It's okay for people to cry, but I wasn't doing it, but I got really close.
One of the things we've said about the movie is that, because Otto does not want to, he wants to join his wife. He does not want to continue on, but one of the things somebody said, but God said no. I said,
That's what you got.
That's right. So God says no. God says no sometimes. What are you going to do?
So A Man Called Otto is part of the Passion of the Christ cinematic universe. I believe this is the third installment. It's like the Hobbs and Shaw to Fast and the Furious.
It's what it is. It's about a good heart-to-heart talk at the cemetery with somebody that you love.
Tom, are you ready for the lightning round?
Bring it on.
After long last. All right. Other than me, and I'll say other than Rita too, because that's the easy answer. Who's the one person you'd want to share your actual last meal with?
John Lennon.
Who?
John Lennon.
Never heard
of the.
Oh, the Soviet leader.
Yeah, no. Okay. Of the Beatles.
Who's your dream eulogizer at the funeral?
Oh man. What's wrong with Oprah? How about that?
What's wrong with Oprah? Nothing.
You cannot go wrong
I'd take
with
Oprah. Who plays you in the biopic?
Not a one, because I don't think anybody can hold a candle to the man himself.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's called confidence. What is the one role you least want to be remembered for? I loved Cloud Atlas.
That's such a cheap
I love Cloud Atlas.
You have to understand. I'm
one of my favorite
going to school you. Every one of these movies are made in the greatest faith imaginable. They're all a blast
I believe
to do.
you.
Everybody is working really hard. So to slag on any of them is to insult the communal effort that we all put in.
I didn't even write these. I didn't even write these.
I'll give you this one. I'll give you this one. Throw up the circular from me on the Love Boat. My head in the photo. I did a Love Boat in June of 1980. You can have that one.
I'll take it.
I'll give you that one. I don't even remember the guy's name.
Do you have any regrets in life?
Not a one.
Hell yeah. Are you happy?
I'm content. How about that?
I think that's as good as you can hope for.
I think that's happiness, man. That comes and goes. This too shall pass. Happiness, contentment can actually linger for a while.
That's beautiful, Tom. I cannot thank you enough.
That's the lightning round?
That's the lightning round. Did you expect more?
I was expecting what is the square mileage of Madagascar?
What's the square mileage of Madagascar?
How far is it from Winnipeg to Montreal?
Tom, if you will, please deliver your last words right to that camera.
We'll be right back. So anyway, what's interesting about this?
I'm Brittany Broski, and my last meal would be an ice-cold Pepsi with spicy tuna crispy rice and ponzu Brussels sprouts, chicken and dumplings with some Chick-fil-A sweet tea, crawfish etouffee with sweet cornbread and salty greens, damn, and raw cookie dough for dessert, because I'm an American citizen.
Every person has exactly two things in common. We all gotta eat and we all gotta die. Brittany Broski, welcome to the show.
Facts. Thank you for having me.
No problem.
This is my last wish.
Is it actually?
It is.
That's incredible. So this is something you've thought about before. You're like, as I die, I would like to have my last meal prepared by myself and the rest of the Mythical Kitchen.
Well, yeah, as I'm about to die, I'd like to just go to the Mythical Studios one last time.
That's incredible. Is it through the Make-A-Wish Foundation, or this is just your own?
It's just the Broski Nation funeral fund. That's what it is.
So your last meal is something that you thought about before. This is something that's ever present on your mind.
Yeah, but you know what? It's only I was shocked when y'all sent through. Let me give some background behind the scenes footage.
Please break the fourth wall.
We got the email and I was like, oh, my dream. Of course I'll do it. And then they were like, we want a bulky description of it's not just one item, it's a bunch. And I was like, oh, okay, so I had to think about it for a second because I've always said, for some reason, I'm gonna die in Louisiana. I just feel that in my soul.
Interesting.
I don't know why. I've only been to Louisiana twice. And my death row meal would be crawfish etouffee. So that's always been number one, but everything else, I was like,
You had to
throw that
put
in
some
there.
thought into it, see what was actually important for your life.
Exactly. And then I started to realize, damn, this is just Southern, like, lard.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't actually die today or in the near future, hopefully we can at least inch you towards that with all the lard and or the salmonella from the rocket.
That and just, like, my heart is just struggling to, like, keep pumping blood after this meal. It's gonna be a lot.
Is death something you think about a lot? Are you
Oh,
one of those
yeah.
people? Oh, thank God. My people.
Yeah, do you have, like, a hyperfixation on it?
Big time. Oh, I used to get panic attacks about death all the time. Do you still get? Let's get one together tonight, right now. All right, Brittany, for your first course, we have spicy tuna on crispy rice. We hand minced the tuna ourselves, mixed it with a little bit of sesame oil, sriracha, topped it with a scallion curl, some fresh jalapeno. This is an LA sushi classic. Then we got the fried Brussels sprouts dressed in ponzu with some chili threads, of course, side of eel sauce and spicy mayo, and then the ice cold Pepsi.
Listen.
Not Coke. You're a Southern gal and you're drinking Pepsi?
You know what's worse, too, is I have a Coke tattoo.
What's wrong? You need
Don't
someone
tell
to...
nobody, okay? Keep that to yourself.
You gotta laser that out, dude. That's...
Blur that.
Please dig in.
Damn.
This is a very southern meal right here. You have from the Gulf Coast, the bluefin tuna, famously. No, tell me about this. Tell me about this.
This, I always think, and I'm sorry if you are a spicy tuna fan like I am, it always feels like the chef was in the back like,
Yeah, that's actually how they make it. That's how we made it. Yeah, it was right out of Nicole. She actually went and kind of squished it through her front teeth.
Oh, that actually makes it worse, actually. Now
Actually,
in my
what
brain.
spicy tuna really is maybe worse. It's like all the meat that's stuck to the spine.
Hey,
and
you
then
don't
they
have to
just
tell me that. You
all right, cool,
actually
dig
didn't
in.
have to say any of that, so that's awesome. Oh, you're right.
I'm going hands
listen.
if you don't mind me being just absolutely
And did
rude.
I wash my hands? No.
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. Here's the thing. No, for legal purposes, I do wash my hands, whatever.
You and the spicy tuna. Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Look, that'll do it every time. Okay? It's hard to mess this up.
Do you have an intimate connection with this, or is it just something you enjoy eating? You're like, screw it, I'm about to die.
No, this is like if I'm at any Asian fusion restaurant, I'm like, where is the spicy tuna? I know you fucking got it. And it has to be done so well because, okay, this is such a first world problem. When you Postmate crispy rice and it shows up and it's not crispy,
Yeah.
what's worse?
Oh, literally nothing in the world is worse than Postmating sushi.
Look, I
and
can't
the
think
rice
of one
doesn't
thing
show
that's
up
worse
crispy.
than that.
Not even a little bit. No, you know, the Jewish grandma was born in 1902. She probably
No,
couldn't
she's
either.
never had soggy crispy
Never had
rice.
soggy crispy rice. Dig into the Brussels sprouts. I'm curious
yeah.
what you're about to die. You're eating greens. That's weird.
Yeah, well, listen, it's doused in sauce. This is to lubricate the arteries.
Yeah. No, literally the greens are just a sponge for the sauce and the fry oil.
Yes.
And that's great.
Damn, that's good.
Oh, that's so good.
Now, how do you shred a chili like that? That's
Yeah.
not real.
It's all from Nicole's mouth. Most of the cooking just comes from Nicole chewing things up, spitting it out,
done.
and then dehydrating it.
Yeah, razor sharp
She's
teeth.
got it. Speaking of Brussels sprouts, what's the worst panic attack because of death you ever had?
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask how bad do you fart? Bad.
No, do you?
The answer is bad.
The other day was the first time in my car that I was actually afraid of asphyxiating because I farted. It was a really cold morning, and I farted so much that I was literally like, "This is just CO2 poisoning."
That was
Like, I
pure
might-
methane. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just-
It's, you can actually die. It's happened before. No, really. You talked about having death anxiety.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I feel like most people do, and they should, because my God, that is a frightening
Hey,
concept.
there's nothing scarier.
Eternal
by the way.
nothingness. You know?
Well, it's this thing of were you raised religious?
No, I was raised like Jewish, but more culturally so, and so I didn't grow up with a lot of theology. But you were raised religious.
I was raised very religious, Southern Baptist.
That's the most.
It's actually like top tier.
S tier, as the kids say.
Hey, by the way, when I like got to a sentient age, and I was like, damn, what was Footloose about? They like couldn't dance because God said so. Hey, what's that about, by the way? My whole understanding of the afterlife was framed in this like, will you or won't you be accepted into heaven? And like, I guess that's kind of the purpose, is like it's a moral guidepost,
Yeah.
right? And like you need to have the fear of God in you to be accepted into the kingdom of heaven. And I think that is so dangerous because you're not doing it for the right reasons. That's so selfish. And I think that is where Christians get it wrong a lot of the time, is like, you're not living to, create a peaceful world with your fellow man, like the Bible teaches. You're living very selfishly so you make it to heaven. When I kind of let go of that, and I let go of what if there is no afterlife, oh bitch, spiral.
Yeah, but
You can't catch your breath. It's that.
but that's the point of religion, right? If you look at religion as like, oh, this is actually something to spread morality, to heal the world, etc. They use that phrase in Judaism a lot. It doesn't really make a lot of sense when you dive deep, like you said. It's a selfish thing. But if you look at religion as just making people fear death so they like kind of stay alive.
So you can keep them in check.
So you can keep them in check. You've said that, you miss the ignorance of being in religion.
Very much.
Which I miss that I never had that ignorance. I would love that ignorance.
Yeah, you've like never had a path where you felt secure on. It's always kind of been floating. I have friends who were raised agnostic or raised with no religious influence at all, and they are the most lost people I've ever met. Like it's one thing to have religious trauma, but to just be out there by yourself, that's scary.
Right out. You moved to LA with the heathens, so you stopped speaking in tongues.
I did. The gay people, I became friends with them, and it just went downhill from there.
Listen, they seem like they have a great time.
Look, they have a great time, but hell is hot.
Hell is hot, yeah.
My family, my grandparents specifically, they always come at me with, like, you moved to LA and you just I don't know who you are. And I'm like, Mimi, you didn't know who I was ever, because I've been presenting as that little southern woman. She doesn't leave the house without makeup on. She's married and has a college degree by 21. She has kids by 24. It's like, it's this perfect life that's been kind of planned out for you, especially as a white woman from the South.
Yeah.
And I just rejected it always, but I played to it with my family because you don't want to be the black sheep.
Sure.
I want to come out like yelling all of these incredibly leftist slogans. My family is just not, they're not in the mindset to even be receptive to any of it. So I moved to LA and I was like, I have never been more myself. And that's what they don't understand, So it's like, all that, to bring back to religion, it's like I found this new sense of self and freedom, but all that security I had for post-life, gone. So is it a worthy trade?
No, but I mean, would you trade that amount of safety and security for, actually coming to the realization of who you are today?
Talking about it definitely helps, because it's when you're alone in your room thinking, like, is this it? This can't be it. Yeah. We're on this earth to suffer and giggle sometimes, but that's it, and then we die. I just spit on you and I'm sorry about that.
No, it's cool. That's part of it. That's part of the suffering and giggling. Do you think, is it just creating a higher ratio of giggling to suffering?
Oh, always.
That's it?
That's my life mission.
That's like Christianity, the Bible, the Old Testament, Quran, all that. It's all just summarizing giggle more than you suffer.
And that actually is going to be on a t-shirt that we're going to sell.
Boom.
That literally is it.
Buy the merch.
And then we're going to link it right here, but it's just a link to my YouTube channel. Please, right here. Thank you so much.
All right, Brittany, course number 2, we got Southern style chicken and dumplings. We actually used Dolly Parton's recipe to make this.
Did you really?
We did. We used a dairy-free base. So yeah, simple shredded chicken, dumplings boiled in there, a little bit of parsley on top, and then to complete the Southern meal, we got the gigantic sweet tea.
Listen, I'm
Chick-fil-A.
Like kicking my feet under the table like a little girl, like laying on her bed, like writing in her diary.
I've never had this.
You've never had a Chick-fil-A sweet tea?
I don't know what to tell you.
You've had haggis and you've never had Chick-fil-A
I've had
sweet
tons of
tea?
haggis. Oh man, I've had organ meats that you couldn't imagine.
Should we
Excited to
cheers
try
it? Oh, damn.
God, that is.
It's just sugar.
I know, but how do they dissolve so much in there?
It's the love of Christ is what does it.
God bless you.
That is really what
and
it
it's
is.
been my pleasure.
It is. That's the Christian chicken.
Oh my God, it really is. Dig into the dumplings.
All right, here we go. Now I am the dumpling fiend, so
Wow.
we'll have to rate this.
Is this a dish you grew up eating?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. You got it. It's salty. Oh,
It's so salty. Yeah, yep. But
so
then
good.
you got the sugars to take out the salts.
You see what I'm working with now?
I understand this.
And if you even try to have a drop of water, forget about it.
Did you grow up with drinking water being a thing? Because I didn't.
No.
We drank no water growing up.
We drank milk with every meal.
100%.
You did too?
Yes, that was the thing. That's parents of our generation were just you gotta drink milk, it builds strong bones.
Yeah, what the was that? And then I just had
no idea.
hormonal acne, by the way. So thanks, Mom.
I was just a horse. I mean, I think all the hormones in it just made me deadlift 300 pounds when I was 14.
Rippling muscles.
Truly.
Yeah, Josh is 12.
I had the densest bones you've ever seen, my God.
The weight limit on an elevator always. And they're like, Josh, get off.
Crushing my couch.
Damn.
Wow.
I would go as far as to say that's better than Cracker Barrel.
That's huge.
But it's
That's
not
huge.
better than my mom, so I have to humble you guys.
Speaking of your mom, she hunts ghosts.
She does.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
you
she's
were talking
Christian?
about religious trauma. Yep.
How do you square it?
You know what I roast her about all the time? Is I was raised Christian, obviously First Baptist Church. When she goes out on these ghost hunting expeditions, she's saying Catholic prayers. Mom, make it make sense. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, how do you reconcile that between what you believe and then what, the ghost hunting community practices. And, like you say the prayer of Archangel Gabriel and you do this and you will not follow me home, bless his home, whatever. She's like, you just believe it. It's like out of exorcisms and all that, it is always Catholic. And I'm like, damn, it's just the Catholics that are haunted. That's crazy.
Okay, so I have this general theory, right, that people, all they want is community. That's why religion is such a big thing. They want community and they want to feel something.
Acceptance.
And you have found your own community within, I don't know if stan culture is a slur.
Not
I'm going to
slur.
throw out the term stan culture. As an outsider, it doesn't feel right, I'll say that.
Sure, okay.
But no, I mean, you've been on like both sides of stan culture, right? In the sense that you were writing 1D fanfic, you broke down crying.
All right, hey.
Oh, sorry, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to bring up the 1D fanfic.
I have never done that.
She has never done that, to be
And
clear.
I've never written Robert Downey Jr. fanfiction either.
What era of RDJ?
What's up?
Like we're talking like Iron Man?
He was in these awful movies in the 80s. And
then he had there was the whole like the drug thing and then.
Yeah, this is pre that.
It's pre that.
Yeah,
My
he was
God.
like early to mid 20s. And there's this movie called Only You. And it has, I forget the lead girl's name in it, but it like made me a woman. Like seeing Robert Downey Jr. in that movie. Hey, don't ask me any follow-up questions, okay?
No, none about that. I mean, I got other follow-up questions, but I'm fine to let that one lie.
Yeah, that one. Let that one rest.
I was gonna like spin off on this whole theory that celebrities are our new gods and that we worship them as people did in religious ceremonies. Like watching you break down and cry meeting Harry Styles.
All right.
I mean, no, but for real, that's a religious experience.
you're right.
You know what I mean? And that's
You're
a very
so
real
right.
thing.
No, it very much is. And it's also the celebrity culture of like the 50s and 60s, even into like the 90s. I would argue it is so much worse today.
Yeah.
Like we really saw the fatal effects of, stardom with people like Janis Joplin, Amy Winehouse, where it's like the attention and the spiral into drug use and just hopelessness is a direct effect of the press and fans and whatever. The level we see today with like the way people worship the Kardashians, they worship internet figures, they worship these people who like are just normal people. They wipe their butt the same way you and I do. But I get it because like you said, I've been on both sides. So it's like it means so much because you form a personal connection with those people. I mean, I literally had a parasocial relationship with Rhett and Link.
Yeah.
For the longest time that I met them and I was like, oh, they're just men.
Did that really broke the bond?
It didn't break the bond because I will always have a nostalgic, gratefulness for, they got me through a specific time. The same way that Cody and Noel got me through a specific time and Jenna
Same
Marbles.
way that Jesus gets a lot of people
The
through
same way
specific
that
times.
Jesus has carried me by my shoulders through it all. And that's really the truth.
Do you think as content creators, we are ultimately doing a bad? Because we're the ones that are like supplying the demand, right?
Sure.
It's the common argument of like, well, is a drug dealer a bad person if the demand already exists? They're just fulfilling
Damn, a
the
little
itch.
abstract there.
This is how I think all the time. And of course, I love my job and I love what I do.
Sure.
But, depression rates in teens seems to be very linked to social media.
100%.
And then they're out here consuming it. Do you think there's any culpability there?
It's a multifaceted issue because there always will be those creators that make you feel inferior. You're not doing this enough. Someone's better at your craft than you. They're prettier than you. They're stronger than you. They're whatever. And then there's the flip side where it's like kind of the area that me and like Sarah Baska fall into of like, we're just the bestie.
Yeah.
So I'm not inherently here to make you feel bad or like make you feel like you need to change something. I'm here to make you giggle and bond over things that we all like. And like I said, I'm a victim of it, and I'm also, I guess, in the position where I'm doing it now. But it's like, would I rather go back to the bank? No.
No, absolutely. That's the one thing we can all agree on.
Right.
I'll die before I go back to a cubicle.
No, and period.
Yeah, 100%. Brittany, for the third course, we have crawfish etouffee, some rice in the middle. This is fresh crawfish from Louisiana, Cajun Trinity. We actually made it dairy-free as well. You're welcome. A lot of margarine in there. Speaking of margarine, we got cornbread right here in the skillet. Plenty of butter, salt, honey, very sweet. And then we got extra salty greens for you with the smoked ham hock.
Listen, the amount of sodium on this table could kill a Victorian child.
Yeah, definitely. 3 Victorian children, depending how anemic they are. And they were all anemic, I'll tell you what. All of them.
Every last one.
All right, dig in. I'm going right for the etouffee.
I could cry. I'm going in here.
Okay, fine, I'll go. I can't. You're the guest. You're not cutting, you're just eating with a spoon. I love that.
Oh, I didn't even realize. I'm just, look, you're lucky I didn't use my hands.
Can I go for the fillet?
Is this sacrilege?
Wait!
Just go right for the tenderloin?
You're so smart.
Thank you.
The tenderloin.
I almost graduated college.
The flank of the cornbread. Now, cheers to you and yours, to God, country, and family.
God, country, and family.
Fuck you guys.
You're welcome. It's all you.
That's y'all too? You're doing the Lord's work.
Wait, did you taste the etouffee?
Not yet.
I need to know if it's proper, because we tried our best. I assumed you were from Louisiana with the etouffee in there, but you just identify Louisiana culture.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's got a kick to it.
A lot of cayenne in there.
You didn't cook this, did you?
Nope. Proud of you guys.
You guys?
This is Nicole. Nicole is on the mic on this one. We all spit in the food, though. That's what we all do.
Well, that, it's the secret ingredient is COVID.
Correct.
That's the COVID
yeah.
bit.
Can you tell me why a fan once DM'd me to say, Chef Daddy run me over with a cement truck, then pour Rice Krispies in my spilled entrails?
Yes.
You were the only person in the world that I could trust to just say yes to that question. Why? Why do they do it?
Because you're hot and sexy.
Thank you.
You're
I think
welcome.
we're both hot and sexy, to be clear.
Thank you.
And we deserve
Thank
but
you.
the language of death is so prevalent to me in stan culture. And I see that a lot. And I know this is the most boomer ass question I could ask, but still I need to understand why that's a thing.
That's about how do I get their attention by saying the most revolting thing possible. They have to respond to me.
This is a strange meta question because we are on the show being watched by fans that is running the ads that are paying the bills that can buy the fresh crawfish for the etouffee.
Facts.
And so a large part of both of our careers are just fueled by the fans. And of course, the vast majority of them are freaking awesome and love them to death. But there's always this push and pull. You're simultaneously loved and hated constantly.
You get hate online.
Are you kidding me? Oh, dude, the entire Reddit threads. I would ask the same about you, but you get hate online. I mean, you're a woman online especially.
Well,
so that's
that'll do it.
That'll do it.
That'll
That'll do it. And that's the thing I think about a lot is just this simultaneity of love and hate. But how do you deal with that? Which
How do
you
you
choose
deal
to
with it?
listen to?
What do you get hate for? I am having a hard time understanding.
I'm a know-it-all. I'm annoying. Someone said.
I get that one too.
But that's it. Literally, you have to be annoying. You have to be a little bit annoying to put yourself on YouTube.
Definitely.
If you're just boring, if you're not taking any risks, nobody's gonna watch.
Yeah, if you're too cool for what we're doing, what we do online is the most goofy goober, cuckoo crazy silly. The God honest truth is I don't deal with it well.
Yeah.
It's just things that I didn't even know I needed to be self-conscious about those things.
Same.
Because I knew I had a big forehead, but it was God damn, y'all really are, it's hidden. Yeah, we got the curtains over it.
Yeah, smart.
But it's, it's things like that, especially as a woman, my body gets picked apart. And it's you wouldn't do that to Cody Ko.
Yeah.
No one's commenting on Cody's videos. Cody, thank you for representing my body type. But they do it to me? It's what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's you can be incredibly grateful because I am, but all that after a while kind of adds up.
100%.
And there have been moments where I'm I would rather work it out back steakhouse. I would rather just say, f it all, delete everything. There are moments where it just, people dogpile and it's just awful, but I haven't and I won't. Because that's those moments are fleeting.
If you open yourself up for the positive interactions and let people in that way, then you by default have to open yourself up to the thousands upon thousands of negative interactions. Right? So to me, it's this is either all holding water or none of it holding water. Either all of this means something or none of it means anything.
I have a personal relationship with each and every one of my followers, and it's so fun, but it can get dangerous.
Do you have an escape? Do you have an escape plan? You have a timetable? 5 years out. Outback Steakhouse. You're gonna be a franchisee.
Yeah, no. But I do, in 3 to 5 years, want to kind of relax a bit.
Dream big.
But I can't, I'd like to just kick my feet up, have a sweet tea. But no, I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
That sounds boring.
Agreed. I don't know what else I'd do.
No, that's literally it. We could work at the bank, you and me.
Rob it?
So when I said work at the bank, what part of that said rob the bank?
Because that's way more plausible than me just being able to stand on my feet for 8 hours and interact with
What, you
customers.
can't
I'd
give
rather
change
rob
for
the
a
bank.
$100 bill?
No, I can't count. Are you kidding me?
All right, Brittany, for the final course, we got a bunch of balls of raw cookie dough. Ain't much to it. It's store-bought, the safe stuff to eat. Is the proper way to eat with your hands?
Now listen, the way that y'all plated this is incredibly tempting. I want to like slime and throw it on the table.
You can.
And like, well,
This
tell me
table's
that,
been
'cause I will.
sanitized. I mean, you'll get a couple, some bleach in you, but other than that, you're good.
Nothing that's not already in there.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotta be so honest, I don't want it to end.
Yeah.
I'm having a blast.
I'm having a blast too. We can get more courses if you want. Just make stuff up on the spot. They can-
Yes!
Yeah.
The next course is a Rice Krispie treats. Just a singular Rice Krispie
I'm going
treats.
hands. I'm going hands.
That's bold. I'll go
Ah.
in with a spoon.
Where else would you rather be?
Listen, when Jimmy Buffett wrote Cheeseburger in Paradise,
That's a real song that we just?
yep, it was actually about Mythical Kitchen and about this moment right here that we're sharing.
Is he the investor guy, the Berkshire Hathaway?
Jimmy Buffett?
Who am I thinking of?
Warren?
It's Warren Buffett. No. Warren Buffett is the guy who read Moonlight, or read that La La Land one instead of Moonlight.
Now I'm talking about Margaritaville Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, okay. I've been to
that's
this
what
restaurant
I'm-
at Universal.
Yes! Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, sometimes my brain don't work too good.
Listen, we're white. You gotta keep up with white culture. Jimmy Buffett is white culture. Yacht rock? Give me a break.
I'm waiting until I'm like at least 38 to
What's
then
that, like,
really
tomorrow?
just pretty much. Once I turn 30, there was this. I have a question. How old are you in your head?
in my head, I'm
In your head,
16.
right? No, but like, is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Have you noticed your head age change as you get older? So like you're no, okay. This is a thought experiment though. Everybody inside their own head, I believe, has an age they exist in that is different than the age they actually are.
Facts.
And now you're just 3 years old.
No.
That's how I feel on the internet sometimes.
That would feel
No?
too. That I'm a baby left unattended playing with applesauce, slapping it on my tray.
That's what we're all doing on YouTube. We're just babies with applesauce. You ever see mukbangers? Just a baby with a giant tray of applesauce slapping around for people's entertainment. And this is how I feel talking to you, because you scare the shit out of me.
What?
What are you kidding me? You scared the, no, you said something.
What'd I
You said something
say?
to scare me. I gotta bring
Cut it out.
Cut it out. No. Hold on, my cards are all messed up. They're like,
Bleep
here we
it
go,
out.
here we go. You said before that TikTok has defined a generation, and it's probably the best thing that's ever happened. And that scared the hell out of me. Do you stand by that?
Yeah.
That can't be.
You were talking about community earlier. Sense
Yeah.
of community that TikTok has brought a lot of people together. The information sharing. We are aware of so many world crises. TikTok forces you to know, and it forces
Yeah.
you to care. And I think that that peer pressure, of like your favorite influencer or your friends on social media showing support and doing something about it, whether it's performative or not, it's still raising, awareness in a certain sense. I think that the globalization of TikTok is truly a marvel.
This is the thing I think about a lot. If social media can spread information, it can spread disinformation. And
Absolutely.
we've seen that, right? So that's the thing that freaks me out.
It's
2012, Arab Spring was a huge turning point in Twitter and WhatsApp being able to, literally have people start grassroots revolutions.
Absolutely.
And people in the West cheered watching dictators get overturned. Everything is a lot more complicated than that. But it was this universal, like, oh, social media, it's good. It brings people together. And then 2016 happened, Trump gets elected, and we start seeing social media being used to just elect autocratic, brutal leaders in so many countries around the world because now they have a mass propaganda platform that everybody is consuming.
Yeah.
And to me, that seems like a net negative, right? Having constantly available information, even if it's about these crises around the world that people hadn't heard of, now you're getting like bad information about that as opposed to previously no information, but it's a weird trade-off.
It is a weird trade-off, and you know what it has to do with is generation. I think my parents are very smart people, but sometimes like they wouldn't be able to tell a deep fake of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
That's something I know how to.
Yeah.
Listen, I see it and I'm like, I know Tom Cruise would never do that. Tooth it in the middle right. It's like my parents don't have that insider knowledge of growing up with a device in your hand.
Yeah.
My siblings, who are 6 years younger than me, they know probably more than I ever will. And it's purely because of the starting off point of information that they're, exposed to. But there's also doctoring tweets and doctoring videos. And, it's like, what is real? It really gives me anxiety.
Yeah. Speaking of anxiety, what happens when you die?
No, I'm really glad you asked that.
No, but okay. Where are you at in terms of like an afterlife now? Like if you were just a betting woman, what happens after you die? Just, is it eternal nothingness and it's just live for the now?
No.
Ghosts?
Maybe. I have settled on to take the place of God, the universe.
Look at that! You
I
just changed the
think-
name and suddenly it's the same thing.
I changed the
That's
name
clever.
and suddenly I feel okay. I think that humanity is the universe experiencing itself
Whoa.
in all rotten and fruitful forms. I think that to be human is the gift, and that is to be lived while we're alive. To experience the heartbreak and the joy and the crying and the giggling and the birth and the death, and all of that is the human experience, and then it's done, and then it happens again. And it keeps experiencing itself over and over. I think that that is the point of life, and I also think that in that sense, the afterlife doesn't matter.
All of it is just contained in the universe itself. Like,
I
you
know.
are experiencing the entire universe is experiencing you.
And the universe loves crawfish etouffee and cookie dough, apparently.
That's it. Brittany, you ready to get in the lightning round?
What the is the lightning?
There's a lightning round. All my cards are all jumbled up. We got a lightning round over here. Other than me, who's the one person, dead or alive, you want to share your actual last meal with?
Share my last meal with Robert Downey Jr.
He's back, baby. Can we age him down CGI style?
Yeah, could we get like what they did with Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian? Let's do that with RDJ.
Other than Robert Downey Jr., who's your dream eulogizer at your funeral?
It would have to be like Will Ferrell. Or like, I would let Josh Gad do it, who played Olaf in Frozen.
You did? Sure did.
Listen, imagine Olaf giving your eulogy. That's hilarious.
In character.
In character.
I love that. I love that. Who plays you in the biopic about your life?
Pamela Anderson.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. I think she's available. She finished the doc. She's doing great.
Yeah, she's done with the documentary. I think she's free.
Who would win in a fight? 50 Harry Styles fans or 50 Swifties?
Oh, Harry fans.
Yeah?
They'll claw your eyes out.
I don't know anything about these people.
No, you know who would win? BTS fans.
Army.
Army.
I'm a Jimin stan.
You said that like you could not care less.
I can't name a single Harry Styles song. Do you have any regrets in life?
Coming on this show. You don't know a single Harry song?
Watermelon Sugar High is his.
Facts. Okay.
Is that what the song's called?
No.
Okay, well that's the one I can name.
I'll take it. My biggest regret in life. I was joking, by the way. I love you and I don't want to leave.
Thank you.
My biggest regret in life? I don't have any regrets.
You look like you're thinking about something.
Yeah, I am.
What's the closest thing? Because there's something up there going on in that brain.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just thinking of like situations I put myself in, or like I got hurt. When I was like, I wouldn't do that again. But I don't regret it because I learned from it.
Yeah. Are you happy?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what
Right?
it's about.
Like
More giggles and suffering.
that more giggles. I think that life is too funny not to giggle. Because it's absurd.
Yeah.
And if you sit there and you say, it's so absurd, and you have a panic attack, cringe.
Panic attacks are cringe. Do you enjoy your last meal? I'm full.
Listen, the diarrhea is gonna hit later. Like it's gonna, like, okay, not to be gross.
What's up?
You know, what's up? You know when you have diarrhea?
All the time. Like constantly, yeah, it's a real.
Every day.
Just yeah.
It's like a medical problem.
Yeah, I'm either squatting heavily or putting foods deep in my mouth. Like I just.
You know when you're having diarrhea and you finish and you feel so skinny?
Yes, it's the best.
That's gonna be like the sleigh after this. Like I'm gonna book it to the green room bathroom and I'm gonna come out and be like 10 pounds lighter.
We'll take you to Red and Link's personal bathroom. It's really nice,
Let's
actually.
go,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I'll leave him a little gift. I'll leave him a little Hershey's kiss.
Brittany, upper decker, baby. Thank you so much for being on the show. If you got last words, say them to that camera right there.
Balls. Nutsack.
The three genders. Thank you so much again, Brittany. We got your Rice Krispie treat if you want to stay.
Let's go.
I don't know. Talk about the worst moment of your life. Wait, tell them where to find you and plug your stuff.
Listen, I am Brittany Broski. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram. That's pretty much it.
Outback Steakhouse.
You can find me on LinkedIn, on Reddit, Yelp. I leave a lot of great Yelp reviews. Can I tell you one time I was on Google reviews and I got a Brazilian. Okay, I'm a woman. I'll say it.
Hell yeah.
And she was so gentle with me. She really slayed. Like she was great. And I went to leave a review because I was like, they were so gentle with me. And I just like almost cried, but it was great. And then I left 5 stars and I was like, whatever. I posted, Brittany Broski says, I was on my YouTube account from Google. I was like, well, I can't talk about how they rip rip my butthole off.
For the most gentle butthole ripping in town, you're gonna go to Ajax Butthole Repairs and Cleaners. And in Burbank, California, they actually paid for this episode.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah, we love you.
We love you.
Hey, I'm Gabriel Iglesias. That's Gabriel Iglesias if you have an accent. And my last meal would be a grilled cheese on wheat with Spam and a 6-pack of Diet Coke, because why not? Pastrami, chili cheese fries, bacon wrapped chili cheese dogs, and a key lime pie with Rocky Road ice cream for dessert.
Every person has exactly 2 things in common. We all gotta eat and we're all gonna die. Today we're joined by one of the funniest, most prolific, successful comedians of all time. You can catch his sold-out Dodger Stadium special, Stadium Fluffy, on Netflix now. He's also the co-star of the Magic Mike series. Gabriel Iglesias, welcome to your last meal.
Nice. We all gotta eat, we all gotta die. That's pretty much it right there. And yes, for the record, I was in Magic Mike. I know it sounds like more like he was, but no, I was the only one that didn't get naked.
I auditioned. I think you took my spot, actually.
That's probably what happened right there. That's right. They had affirmative action.
I wanted to ask you, have you ever thought about your last meal before?
Have I ever thought about my last meal? Every time I get drunk and I go to hit a fast food restaurant at 2:00 in the morning somewhere on the road, I think everyone has had that conversation because at one point in time you wind up watching some documentary and they're showing people on death row and it's like, ooh, you always hear those stories of like, what did they eat? What was their final meal? And so then you guys hit me up and I'm like, wow, I really had to think about it. Because everything that's on this menu are all things that I would normally have, throughout the week, but never all at the same time.
But it's a great kind of self-reflection exercise, like some of the serial
killers. Oh yeah,
right?
After today, I'm gonna totally look at myself differently and hopefully I make it home okay. Otherwise, the irony.
We've yet to have an actual guest die, but we were just talking, like statistically it's gonna happen one day. I don't think it's gonna be on show number 14 or 7 or 25 or whatever this is. But statistically, it's gonna happen.
That would suck, right? He died on his way home from his last meal.
It'd be great for views. I'm just saying, it'd be great for our views. Like, it'd be bad, but like if it's already gonna happen, it's like, do you believe in
predicting it, man? This would be like a Simpson episode.
How often do you think about death in general?
You know what? I think it comes across my mind at least once a day. It has to remind you of how important life is and what's important to you.
Yeah. So you don't think of that as like a depressing thing, but it's actually a very life-affirming thing.
A little bit of the two.
You ready to get in the meal?
I'm ready to get in the meal. This is exciting. Let's do this.
Let's eat. All right, Gabriel, for your first course today, you have the fried Spam grilled cheese sandwich on wheat bread, some American cheese, some cheddar cheese, best of both worlds, and then a 6-pack of Diet Coke. Turns out they only make 6-packs in the mini cans now. It's BS. Shrinkflation, man. It's happening.
That's funny that I have not seen the actual plastic that goes around the cans it's been a long time.
We're killing 3 sea turtles with each of these.
I know, right? Because that's the main reason. Like you don't see them a whole lot now because plastic's bad for the environment. Yeah, no, I'm if it's my last meal, I don't really care.
Well, you care enough to have Diet Coke in your last meal. This is your last meal. You're going into the grave immediately after this. Like we have a plot for you in our Burbank parking lot.
Nice.
It's not where you wanted to go, but it's where you're going. Why Diet Coke?
Even even if it was the actual last, literally like that's it. For some reason, I like the taste of it. I actually enjoy the taste of it. So if you were to give me a regular Coke, it would taste like it'd be too much. It would be overload on the sugar.
Yeah.
I would feel like I need to add water to it or something.
You get accustomed to the chemical taste of Diet Coke, and the body craves it because it wants to be like preserved from the inside out.
For some reason, yeah, I know. That's why people don't realize it. Like, I'm actually like 73, but I look 37 because preservatives, man, GMOs. It's a beautiful thing. My insides are very old, but outside I'm so pretty,
shiny and
so pretty, shine bright like a diamond.
Tell me about the grilled cheese.
Well, I'm gonna tell you that I'm about to eat it because it's here. It's in front of me. It's a grilled cheese sandwich and it's made with Spam. Now, some people don't like Spam because they're like, that's like a bologna 2.0. But I grew up on it. It's one of those things where it's not just a nice salty, meaty flavor for me, but it's memories of a childhood, of a good time. I had a great childhood. Yeah. And so, Mom. See? Good times.
Spam does what ham simply can't, or won't, or refuses to do, and I don't care.
Oh my God, it's like a fun version of Hot Ones.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, no one's on fire. This is very comfortable. It's fun. It's a better table. I love your questions. I'm not bleeding. This is way better.
All you gotta do is answer questions about death. That's right. Like, you don't gotta eat spicy food. You just gotta indulge me in my weird, morbid fantasies.
No problem. I can talk about death and eat spam. It's all good.
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask you what you think happens when you die, but you already died. Because I read on the internet, and you can't fake things on the internet. I read on the internet, and 30 million other people did too, that you died from diabetes complications. And then you came back from the grave because your manager wanted you to make more specials.
I guess that first of all, it's a sign that you've achieved certain level of status.
Yeah.
Because the internet killed me. I want to say 10 years ago.
I think it's about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
2014.
it was my first ever death hoax, and
Not the last?
well, no, I've actually had like 3, maybe 4. But after the first couple, you say, whatever.
Yeah,
I'll die again next year. It's cool. I got to read a lot of comments, and man, some people like, oh my God, it was so touching. Like he did this for my family, and so much happiness and joy. And then there was others that were like, oh, it's about time. You know, it was only a matter of time.
Overrated.
That dude was, he was on borrowed time, man.
You actually said something really touching on Facebook about the death hoax, and I want to read it to you. You said, if this has taught me anything, it's that I need to enjoy more moments in my life and not get so stressed out about things I can't change, especially with myself. I have people who care about me that I made happy in my life, and in the end, that's all that's really gonna matter. You stand by that?
Yes. Wow. I'm a beautiful person.
You are a beautiful person.
I felt that. I'm like, wow, that's not. Yeah, I wrote that. That's me. That came from me.
You also said that when you do die, you're gonna buy multiple plots next to each other so you can stretch your legs when you die, and that to me is really smart. You don't want to die in like the Spirit Airlines of graves.
No, you want to, where you have like an extra for the headstone and extra for the freaking, because they'll upsell you. Because that's one thing my mom did. She didn't want anyone to mess up her funeral. And so she went in on her own and did the plot, selected a coffin, selected everything, the flowers. She did everything. And I thought that was pretty hardcore. Like, she did not want anyone to mess it up.
How long before she passed did she do that?
I'd say about a year.
Damn.
Yeah.
My dad did the same thing. He was going in for surgery, but it wasn't, a thing where he thought he was going to die, but just in case, went to a funeral home, got a quote for $1,500, and in the hospital thing that you have to sign, it said, do not pay more than $1,500 from this place.
Your dad was hustling. He was cutting deals.
They're hustling. I mean,
he was cutting deals.
Your mom knew exactly what she wanted, and she got it, man.
Oh, so then another part of me was like, well, shoot, maybe I should just get cremated. If I get cremated, then, they'll put me in a, whatever, an urn, right? Or a box or something cool. And then I figured, leave me by where my cars are. Like, I got a collection of cars and Volkswagens and stuff, and I figure if they leave my ashes there, they can charge admission, and it'll be like Mexican Graceland, Like, these are Fluffy's cars. This is where Fluffy would blow it up in the bathroom. This is the gym Fluffy barely used, and here's Fluffy himself. You want to hold him? People can take selfies with the urn, and
And you're always out here hustling, man.
But at least
Even
this
in
way,
death.
yeah, even in death, man, you got to find an angle. So I don't know.
Gabriel, course number 2, we got the pastrami chili cheese fries. This is like a Southern California diner classic. We got fresh double fried fries. We have a chili made with chorizo, homemade spice blend, all that good stuff. Got some simple mild cheddar cheese on there, and then of course the pastrami that's been braised in its own jus right on top.
I wish you guys could smell how awesome this is. It's really good. And I wasn't sure if we were gonna be able to top that grilled cheese with Spam. That grilled cheese with Spam was legit. It was so delicious. It was really, really good. It's the most fun I've had doing a show. Just saying.
Please, man, dig in.
This
We
is
got the
cool.
share plates.
Yeah.
Go to town. Tell me about why this is on your last meal. Like, is this a special dish to you? You grew up eating it?
Well, this is actually, I did not grow up eating chili cheese pastrami fries. This is something I learned about later in life. One of my favorite restaurants to visit is a restaurant called The Hat.
Yes, sir.
Here in LA, and some of the best chili cheese fries. I'll take a drive over there to The Hat, usually, right around midnight, which is probably not the best time to be eating food like this.
No, that's the best time to be eating food like this.
But that's what Tums are for. So I take my dogs with me, and they're all about this pastrami life. So it's kind of everybody gets a treat.
You're feeding your dogs pastrami?
You know what? Say what you want. I got one dog that's 17, and the other one is like 14. So yeah, people say all the time, you shouldn't feed them human food. I'm like, well, your organic dog is dead, and my GMO dog is still alive. So.
Like, if like one grain of food like falls on the ground, she's like, the cat's gonna eat it. I'm like, the cat eats his own poop. There's nothing in the world that you can eat that is worse than feces, and the cat's doing that No, I gotta go Diet Coke for Diet Coke with you.
Diet Coke for Diet Coke.
This is a sign of respect. Salud.
Salud.
I'm so sorry, Gabriel. That was really rude. As a host, I gotta be more professional.
It sounded like burp, vomit. I wasn't sure what was about to happen right there. I'm like, oh, he's about to ruin the show.
I feel like a lot of people think of you as a very happy-go-lucky guy, and you certainly are. You bring a lot of joy on stage, but do you think you're deceptively darker than people give you credit for?
I got my moments.
Yeah.
I like to think for the most part I'm a very, easygoing, happy-go-lucky guy, but things do stress me out.
Sure.
And, we all have our ways of dealing. Clearly food has been one of those ways of dealing.
Yeah.
I like listening to music, and I just get in my own thoughts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know that in a room full of people, I'm probably the quietest one.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm not that comic. There's a lot of comics that don't stop talking. They just want to be the center of attention the whole time, and they're just loud and over the top, and that's annoying as shit. Sorry, I don't know if I'm not. That's annoying as ship. We need ships. They bring in our products into the ports.
Support your local ship.
Yeah, because ship happens. I enjoy listening. I think you learn a lot more from shutting up than by trying to be the one running your mouth all the time.
You talk about being diagnosed with diabetes and you switch to a low carb diet. You said you still eat fast food, you still get a double cheeseburger, maybe 3, take off the bun, take off the ketchup, and people say, isn't cholesterol gonna kill you? And you say, yeah, that'll get me in 10 years, diabetes is gonna get me in 2, I'm winning by 8 years. What do you think about people who want to live a long life but not a happy life, and how do you find that medium?
Every day I'm reminded because of medication that I take, or for example, like I wear this, which measures my blood sugar. I did not bring my sugar meter with me because I knew what I was about to do today.
Sorry about that.
And why torture myself? I know that as soon as I walk in the door, when I get home, that thing's gonna be screaming at me. He's like, "What were you? I thought you died."
I think, is that Kevin Hart? Did they give your blood sugar monitor to Kevin Hart?
Right?
That'd be a good product, man. I'd buy that. Like, when you got diagnosed with diabetes, a doctor told you had 2 years to live. What were your
I think he was just trying to scare me because I'm like, really, dude?
How can you guess?
Like, I saw the guys in the hallway waiting. I'm like, no. If I got 2 years, they're dead in 5 minutes.
But did it work? Like, what were the emotions that you felt?
I think initially the scare tactic. Yeah, that's when I was off camera. We're talking about how I did yoga for a year. So yeah, that was during that time where I'm like, okay, because I did lose 100 pounds.
Yeah. You look great.
Oh, thank you. That's right.
I'm
sitting up straight. That's but I have had ups and downs, and I think that out of everything in life, the only goal I have not been able to meet has been losing weight. And so when people say, well, what's next in life? Well, shit, maybe I'll lose weight. Like, really? But if you lose weight, you might not be funny. I'm like, I gotta spend this money. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, you're probably gonna edit that out. Eat a dictionary. Eat a dictionary.
Dictionaries are important because people need to.
That's
literacy is key.
Uh-huh.
And the Gabriel Iglesias
That's
Literacy
right.
Foundation.
So eat a dictionary.
Do you feel like pressured to change that, to like set an example? I know this is like a really kind of like tricky subject, and like you aren't obligated to do anything, but do you ever feel like that?
I do feel like I'm not getting any younger, and I feel like I am now. Before I could have that argument where I'm like, I'm in my 20s, I'm good. I'm in my 30s, I'm all right. And then I'm reading like, when do people start having heart attacks and issues with this and that? And I'm like, I'm there. So I'm looking at it a little bit differently now. And so for some reason now I find myself up late at night watching videos about intermittent fasting and how the benefits of a low sugar diet and this and that. I'm like, oh God, really? It is so much easier for me to get up in front of thousands of people and tell stories and be vulnerable than to freaking check my diet. And I think that's the craziest thing. I'm like, why does food have such control over me? And every week I always meet personal trainers and nutritionists. They want to get to me and they're like, I can help you. I can teach you how to lose weight. I'm like, I don't lack an education. I know how to lose weight.
Yeah.
I know how to lose weight. So I know what to do. So I don't lack the education. I lack the motivation. That's the part that I'm missing. So
I've gotten so obsessed with working out that I'm standing up in between takes, stretching my back, that I'm gonna need a spinal fusion surgery to fix. And I've replaced one addiction with another. I need more Diet Coke.
I feel you.
Gabriel, course number 3. Sorry, we got the Wagyu bacon wrapped hot dog covered in chili and cheese, nice little soft hot dog brioche bun. It's like a little bit fancy, but really keeps the spirit and integrity, man. And I see the smile on your face, and it makes me excited.
Oh man, I just gotta say, this is my favorite show ever.
Yes, yes. Gabriel, that's what I'm talking about, man.
This has been the most awesome experience. It's like, you know, it's nice when you show up to a show and you know, in the green room, they'll have a couple snacks there for you. That's real nice. Maybe a Diet Coke or two. It's another one, you know, you got actually get to go on camera and enjoy something. But usually the food is just, it visually looks cool, but it's not really a good experience. Whereas here, everything is hot and it's like delicious, and this has been really, really fun. And I appreciate the I don't feel like I've been shamed at all. I've been encouraged to live my best life. I hope I don't die, but if I do, I'm gonna die full and big smile. I mean, pull me out of the windshield like, God, this guy's mangled. Look at smile though. Man, this guy looks happy.
Why does he smell like chili and pastrami?
He smells delicious.
Please, man, dig in.
All right, so I'm gonna approach this a certain way because I know this is gonna be real messy. So I'm gonna cut my hot dog in half because my goal is to be able to enjoy as much of it as possible and not look like I'm making a porno. Huh? So yeah, there we go.
The hot dog got stuck in the middle.
It's what? It's really hot.
No, it's stuck.
It's stuck.
Stuck.
It's stuck. Well, I saw how you were eating it, so yeah, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. I'm definitely gonna need a lot of napkins after this, but here we go. Salud. I don't know how I got it in my nose, but I think I got it in my nose.
I want to talk about the beginning of your comedy career because you took a really huge leap of faith when you just quit your day job at, was it LA Cellular before it was AT&T?
Yes. Sorry. I used to sell cell phones back in 1997.
That's early days.
I know. I was working in sales. I was making about $5,000 a month. In 1997, I was doing so good. I even paid for my own cable. I could have stole cable. Easy. I knew a guy, but I was like, nah. You know what? I'm gonna pay. It's the least I could do. But life was good, man. And I had just bought a car, and so yeah, to give that up to pursue comedy, and people say, you know, because at the beginning I was able to do both, and I had the energy to do both. But then you had to hang out, and so sometimes I'd be hanging out until 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and then I had to be at work at 7, and so rinse, repeat. You do that enough times, and it catches up to you.
Yeah.
So I quit my job thinking that I could make it, and I found out very quickly that it's not as easy as it looks.
Sure.
But once I quit, I refused to get my job back because I could have gotten my job back.
What do you think would have happened if you would have kept that job? Like, I know it's kind of stupid to have that retrospective and look back and guess, but do you think you would have still wound up in the same position had you kept the cell phone job?
Financially, I think I'd be okay. I don't know that I'd be this happy.
Interesting. So for all those people out there, because again, this is a thing that so many people you talk to, especially in LA, they're like, this is what I do for work. This is what I'm passionate about. And they have these fantasies of leaving that day job to pursue their passion, whether it's crocheting on Etsy, making earrings, doing comedy, screenwriting, whatever. Do you think that you could like ethically advocate, just like screw it, no soul god, no safety net, quit your job and pursue that passion?
So a question that I get a lot is, what was your biggest break? And when I tell people my biggest break was the first time I decided to actually do it. Once I got up on that stage and I made this is day one. Once I made up my mind that I was gonna do it, I was gonna go all the way. And so I did bet on myself. And of course, everybody said no.
Yeah.
You know, and family's as supportive as they can be, but when they don't think that you're going in the right direction, and they see you giving up a job that's paying you that much a month, and they see how good you're well off. I had benefits. I never had benefits.
I feel that.
You know, so day one, there's different things that you can invest in life. You can invest in stocks, you can invest in real estate, you can invest in this or that, but the most important thing you can invest in is yourself. And if you feel strongly enough that something's a passion, the only thing standing in your way is you.
Yeah.
And so bet on yourself is what I say.
And you think even if that doesn't work out, because obviously there's only so many spots to be a famous comedian, if it doesn't work out.
Even if you fail, you still win because it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
You're trial and error. So that's why whenever I see people make it right away, I'm like, oh, that's not gonna go well. That's not gonna go well, because you have to establish that foundation, that struggle. You need to have that internal struggle that I know what it took to get here, so I will act accordingly in order to try to maintain it.
Do you think you take appropriate time to actually reflect on your happiness now that you have like reached what I'm sure is like a higher mountaintop than you would have thought when you started out in comedy? Do you take time to actually reflect, or do you just keep moving forward to the next thing?
I do a combination of the two. It's not more one than the other. It's always like, all right, because I'm always go.
Yeah.
I mean, I never know where I'm at. But my favorite time to reflect is I'll go out late at night and I'll take my little drives. I like taking drives at night. I'll get the dogs in the car. We'll drive out to the Hat, go get some pastrami fries, and I will reflect. I will just sit and listen to music, and I'm like, wow, okay. And I think about things that either I'd like to do or things that I did in the past that I enjoyed that maybe I want to find a way to get into again.
What's one thing you did in the past that you want to get into again?
I think part of me is afraid to just go out in public, not only because of COVID reasons. I'm pretty much past that, but my privacy's already it's gone whenever I go out somewhere. I miss people actually not knowing who I am, so that I could have a real conversation with someone who's not like fangirling.
If the point of success is to be happy, it sounds like you've gotten to the point where you're so successful that it's almost negatively affecting your happiness if you can't even go out in public. Is it like a golden prison?
It is very much like a golden prison. The performing, for me, I consider success to be doing something that you enjoy doing. The comedy part, me getting up on stage, it's my favorite thing in the world to do, is to get up on stage and make people laugh. Other things that are cool, that are part of that fall into that umbrella, acting, whether it's on television or film or doing radio or doing interviews, doing shows. If it didn't happen, I'm okay. If it does happen, it's cool, but sometimes it's annoying. But I enjoy it. I do love doing that. But I also miss having normal situations.
I think people want to have a problem to solve. I killed that whole chili dog, man. I'm in, and I'm
You're
on.
a gangster,
What Diet Coke
dude.
you on? Am I ahead of you on Diet Coke?
And you talk the whole time.
Woo. No, I think everybody wakes
It's like
up.
a grenade.
Everybody wants. Trying to say some profound shit. No, I have nothing. You just eat chili dogs, you drink Diet Coke, one day you die. Some people make billions of people happy. Some people have a lovely niche audience on YouTube, and we love you very much.
I have not enjoyed any of this. This has been incredible from beginning to right now. The only complaint I have is I only have one soda left.
Get more sodas.
That is the only complaint I have.
Bring the Diet Coke fire hose. Gabriel, for your final course right now, we have a key lime pie. We were gonna make it ourselves, but we got a better person to make it. This is from Nicole Rucker's Fat and Flour, best key lime pie in the city, in my humble opinion. And then 4 scoops of Rocky Road ice cream. Dig in, what's the deal with key lime pie? Just a fan?
So in 1999, I did a joke where I talked about how much I love chocolate cake. And that joke, I guess, hit so hard that from then on, people started bringing me chocolate cakes to the shows.
Yeah.
Even to this date, I still get people bringing me chocolate cakes. And if you had to figure out how many cakes I've received over the years, it's in the thousands.
Jesus.
I have received thousands of chocolate cakes over the last 20 years. It's like I tell people, imagine it's been your birthday every single day since 1999. And every day, 2 friends give you a cake. That's how much cake it's been. And people wonder why I'm diabetic. Yeah. I'm trying to make you happy. That's what happened. I try to make you happy.
Your life is so beautiful and,
And so-
filled with joy,
Yeah.
but then it's also this
Kinda
weird, like,
dark.
funhouse nightmare. There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes to hell and the devil's force-feeding him, like, donuts the whole day, and he just keeps eating it. That's what this reminds me of.
That's kind of in the right vein. So the reason for the key lime pie is because after chocolate cake, I mean, I'll eat it, but it's not like I love it anymore. So I went in the complete opposite direction, and
It
I found
literally
out
is.
that I love key lime pie. I love that tartness. I love the sourness, and
that's a beautiful metaphor. Like, when one thing sours for you, you flip to the opposite, you know? It's just a dance. And goddamn, key lime pie is great.
it's so good. Oh God, you weren't lying. This is delicious. This is delicious.
You've talked about being deliberately non-controversial, and you said to younger comedians that you should try and do that to try and, like, reach the biggest amount of audience. But now that you've reached all these heights, do you ever just want to say screw it? Like, are we getting like a dark fluffy era? Because I would love to see it.
I'm a huge fan of professional wrestling. In wrestling, you have the baby face and you have the heel. Okay, the baby face forever was Hulk Hogan. Okay, growing up in the '80s, he's the ultimate good guy. Say your prayers, take your vitamins. Just real American brother, and just everybody loved him. I loved him, and the craziest thing was he was the good guy for a very long time. And he reinvented himself by all of a sudden becoming the biggest bad guy ever. He did a thing called a heel turn.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. That's crazy. And people loved him even more.
Yeah.
For being the bad guy.
100%.
So part of me feels like, all right, all these years of trying to keep a show that's friendly, keep a show that everyone can enjoy and come out to, staying away from politics, staying away from religion, staying away from things that are divisive. Part of me feels like, you know what? One night, maybe Fluffy doesn't show up to the club. Maybe it's just Gabe. And Gabe is pissed. You know? And so I thought about it, because people say, oh, well, your show's very fluffy. No pun intended, but yeah.
If you think of comedy as like a very personal art form, you know, then like, do you think that you're repressing it all, like this dark side of you?
Yes.
Yeah?
Absolutely. And I think that that would be an art form in itself, to be able to find a way to creatively express myself and get these thoughts out without them coming across like, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because every single day there's something that bothers me. I'm like, do I talk about that? And I'm like, you know.
If money is a main driver, at what point is enough? Because I mean, like, listen, I didn't know your personal finances. I barely know how money works. I'm one of those like stupid people who just knows that I can pay my rent, so I'm chill. But I imagine like you got enough to take care of yourself, your family, your family's family for a while. Does that keep you chasing?
I definitely am addicted, because I do feel like, based on what I think I need, I definitely have enough to stop.
Sure.
The only reason why I buy dumb things is because I can't.
Sure,
I don't need it. I wish I had more experiences than actual physical things. And usually that requires me to get away from the thing that's generating all the money, generating the attention, generating the opportunities. And so that's, you know, you become part of the machine.
You've associated like monetary success or success in terms of fame, achieving all these things and acquiring these things as like that is what self-worth is. You know, is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's very. That sounds pretty accurate.
So if you're not like achieving, then you.
What am I doing?
Yeah, of course.
I had no idea this shit was gonna get so deep. I'm like, whoa.
Let's go to Modesto or something.
This got so deep, I stopped eating ice cream. I'm like, yeah, man. Nah, bro. Yeah, I'm good, man. You know, go on the road. It's been tough all these years.
I forgive you, Gabriel. I forgive you.
It's okay.
It's not your fault. I got ice cream in your shirt.
I don't care. I was gonna nail myself anyway.
You ready to get in the lightning round?
We're going right home.
Let's do it, man. I got a whole new bottle of Diet Coke for you. Yeah, we're bringing out the big guns now. We couldn't afford the Diet Coke fire hose. Burbank Fire Marshal said he wouldn't let us do it again. Other than me, who's the one person dead or alive you don't want to share your actual last meal with?
Who I don't want to share?
Yeah, who's your least favorite person, dead or alive?
Man.
It's like all the genocidal world leaders. There's so many to choose from. There's the one person you don't want to spend your last meal with.
I would say the person's name, but I don't want to give them any credibility or any platform or mention, just because I don't think they deserve it.
Yeah.
But they know who they are.
Take that, J.K. Rowling.
They know who they are.
Jesus, there's gonna be a lot of people just be like, "Oh, when I gave him that chocolate cake on the show, I didn't know he."
Now the fact that I said they know who they are, now I'm gonna be like 50 people. It's like, oh my God, he's clearly talking about
A lot
me.
of weird text. What's the one song you'd want to do a Magic Mike striptease to?
The one song that always gets me like in the car, kind of like, you know,
Got a little
just
horned
kinda,
up.
Remember CNC Music Factory back in the day?
Vaguely.
Gonna make you sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and you'll be sweating, man.
Oh yeah, I'll be sweating for
I'll
sure.
be sweating right there in the chair. All right. Who's the dream eulogizer at your funeral?
Ooh, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Fluffy was a good man. He spent his days bringing laughter to the world.
Boy, did he love chili.
Boy, did he love chili cheese.
Who plays you in the biopic about your life?
That's easy. Rico Rodriguez, the little kid from Modern Family.
Oh my God.
We've already talked about this. I already told him, dude, when I'm dying, you gotta play me. I give you the green light, the blessing, it's you.
And you know where he's gonna promote it? Right in this seat.
That's nice.
Right in this seat. Come on the show. All right. What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is that I wasted time, that I just, you know, that it was all for nothing kind of a thing, where it's like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I always feel like I'm dreaming. I always feel like everything that's happening to me right now is a dream. I'm like, there's no way this is real. You know, it's like, I have multiple Snoop Dogg stories. I got stories about being around the world. All my story, all these different people, all these different things that I've done. It's so surreal. And my fear is that it's all a dream.
What if I told you, Gabriel, it all has been a dream?
Nice, right?
3, 2, 1, I release
Right.
you.
Now I'm at a Kmart parking lot. Like, I got the vest on. I got the shopping cart.
Finally, are you happy?
I'm very happy right now. I'm very happy right now. This has been an incredible experience. I mean, we've been shooting the ship, and enjoying amazing food. And this has been such a wonderful, fun, different conversation. I'm lucky to say that I've done many interviews, and I feel like most of them are the same. And this is very different.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Very, very different. And if this is, in fact, my last meal, it was fun, bro. Thank you.
Gabriel,
Nice.
if you have any last words, deliver them right to that camera.
It's been fun. Find what makes you happy and try to do as much of it as possible. It's your life and only your life, and everybody's gonna tell you how to live it. At the end of the day, you gotta do what brings you the most amount of joy. And what's gonna bring me the most amount of joy right now is finishing this Rocky Road ice cream and then getting on the freeway. Wish me luck getting home.
Ooh, Gabriel, truly, thank you so much. You can find his Netflix special, Stadium Fluffy, on Netflix over at netflix.com/Netflix. That's not brought to you by Netflix. Just Google Fluffy.
I apparently own the word fluffy. So if you Google the word fluffy right now, I don't care what search engine you're on, I am the first thing that will pop up, and I challenge you to try it. I come up before quilts, comforters, cotton candy, bunny rabbits, anything fluffy you can think of, I'm still number one. Try it, see what happens.
Google Fluffer and then go to Craigslist.
Whoa, hey, Fluffer's a different profession, very respectable, but yeah, very different.
Fair enough.
Very different.
See y'all next time.
Hi, I'm Maria Bamford, and my last meal would be Diet Coke, deep-fried Brussels sprouts, Caesar salad, pot roast, and a hot fudge sundae, I tell you.
Everybody has exactly one thing in common. We all gotta eat and we're all slowly dying. Maria, welcome to the show.
Oh my God, I love it. I totally agree. I'm deteriorating as we speak. My neural pathways are growing slack with disuse. I'm actually genuinely becoming a part of the earth.
Yeah, do you think we should try and stop it? Like, do you think we should devote the next at least 20 minutes of our lives to thwarting death? No, right?
I wouldn't mind having a sharp blow to the head that I don't see coming, but if I can get food first, that would be lovely.
That would be a hilarious twist, though, is at the end of this, we just do a capital murder. That would be that'd get the YouTube views up.
I mean, it's been a good run.
You ready to eat your last meal?
Yes!
Let's do it. All right, Maria, for the first course, we have a can of Diet Coke. Now, we have chilled this inside of a cooler, and then we have pulled it out with my bare hands. It is an artisanally hand-selected Diet Coke.
I very much appreciate it. Let's listen to the freshness.
Oh, God, that's good.
Ooh, nice.
Tell me about the decision to put a Diet Coke in your last meal. You are going to die feasibly tomorrow, and you still don't want the 140 calories of delicious corn syrupy goodness.
I don't want... It's a personal thing from childhood. My mother was always on a diet, despite the fact she was my mom was on a diet up until she died.
My God.
Yeah, she was.
And you're repeating the process. You weren't like, hey, let's learn from this.
No.
Let's just fall into it.
Well, Marilyn lived a good life. My mom, she was in Weight Watchers up until the very end, and that was had stage 4 lung cancer, and that was the first time she was below goal weight. I said, Mom, did you know even if the coffin is tight around the hips, eventually it fits? It does! But she got herself cremated, and now she's just a pound.
Oh, what's the point? If you're gonna get cremated, you should eat anything and everything. Well, you should eat anything and everything you want.
For sure.
Especially if you're gonna be cremated.
Yeah, but it's a childhood memory in honor of Mother. I know that it's somehow probably destroying some part of my innards, but...
The way I think about it is there's so many preservatives in Diet Coke that if anything, you're kind of mummifying yourself from the inside out, and you can probably live forever.
Yes, my dad was a physician, and he would always encourage us to eat anything, stuff with mold on it, stuff that you're just creating, you're making yourself stronger, faster, more powerful.
Do you think it's worked? Like knowing all the data that's gone inside your body, like do you think it's working?
I'm still here.
That's what's up.
51.
Mazel. All right, Maria, for course number 2, we have a kale Caesar with a caper dressing, Parmesan cut into little triangles, and croutons. You said in an interview in 2015 that you were, quote, really into the kale with caper Caesar thing, and described the cut of the Parmesan, and so we wanted to recreate whatever memory. I'm sure you don't, do you remember that interview?
Oh, I remember the Caesar salad that I had that was one of the best Caesar salads I've ever had. It was in South Australia. I cannot remember what city.
Was it Adelaide?
Yes, perhaps. Adelaide. I lived in Adelaide for 11 years because I dated an Australian clown.
That's real?
Yeah, it's real.
Oh my God.
Anyways, lived there, thought it was gonna work out. Of course, it's a clown. It's not gonna work out. It was romaine lettuce, and then they did a soft-boiled egg up top, and then they mixed it for me at the table. What?
I feel bad about not doing
No,
the
no, no,
soft-boiled
no, no,
egg
no.
now. No, now
But-
the show's...
But that's also about, I was also semi-hypomanic at the time. You know, we don't know what else was going into that salad. This is a truly experienced salad. I'm on all of my psychiatric medications, so I'm really here for this salad.
This is the self-actualized salad.
Yes, exactly.
I'm so excited, please dig in.
Okay.
I just drank a Bang Energy, so I think I'm approaching hypomanic.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I had a nitro cold brew, so everything's
Ride the lightning.
looking great. Oh, it's very tasty. It's very nice, like perfect, savory with a little tang.
You've been on Food Network before, so you have practiced like judging food. I think I started laughing because it was different circumstances with which you were on Food Network.
Can I tell you, I was hired to do Worst Cook Celebrity Edition, which is a real stretch to call me a celebrity. But the point is, they didn't let us eat our own food. I made like this meal of Eggs Benedict, and I said, oh, can I bring it back to the hotel with me, to enjoy, because I've slaved over this. They wouldn't let you. Anyways, just behind the production, just let you know.
Do you know what the reason that they wouldn't let you eat your own food is?
I don't know. They said, no, it all has to go in the trash. And I'm like, I guess maybe they thought I was gonna take a picture of it and put it on social media or something. And I was like, no, it's gonna go right in my tum-tum.
And then people could fudge the betting odds for celebrity worst cooks, and then they could make billions of dollars in Vegas. It all adds up. It all makes sense.
This is delicious.
And you've been married now for 7 years?
7 years, I believe. Maybe 8. I'm not clear.
I feel like it's documented, right? There should be like a
Oh
ledger.
no, there is. Well, we got married twice. We got once
okay.
married in our backyard, and then once married. My mom did a full show, and we got married at a place called Castaways in Burbank, where they do all the food for you.
Yeah.
And
Wait, Castaways rules. I love that
It's so
place.
great. Plenty of chow.
Beautiful. Do you think being married though for 7 or 8 years, whichever it is, has made you a more optimistic person? Has it shifted the way that you think about death?
Yes. Well, I know that it can happen at any time. Now, I would like to know what is. You had death in your life.
Ooh.
Just speaking off camera, your parents died. Does that make you think about the last thing that they ate or what they enjoyed?
I think so. I know the last thing that my dad ate. My dad died during a routine heart surgery when I was 19. And the last thing we ate, this isn't sponsored, this is from Black Angus Steakhouse. He had a ribeye with the onion rings, and then we got a side of cheese sauce to dip the onion rings in. And you know what? I would go back there and eat the same meal in a heartbeat. But yeah, we were talking about how this show is just me and my way to process my own thoughts on death. The only panic attack I've ever had was me thinking about death after my dad died, and I just started crying in bed. And so I started reading books about it and then having other people to talk about it with me. And so this is lovely.
And your mom, I've had friends and family die of suicide. Did your mom pass away from suicide, or?
She did, yeah. But it was, we were estranged for about 10 years, and then I sort of I got a call from a sheriff's office, actually. And so that's also a part of this. Don't know oh no, I do know the last thing she consumed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it was brake fluid. That was how she did it, yeah. So,
That is.
that counts as the last meal, I'm not sure.
Well, I'm so sorry. Obviously, she had a mental health
Yes.
issue, and it is a heartbreaking thing to happen and to have happened. And let's.
I've turned it into art, you see, Maria. I've turned it into beautiful art of a kale Caesar salad.
I believe she would have wanted us to enjoy this, and if not, in your face.
Suck it, Mom! I'm Maria. Course number 3, we have deep fried Brussels sprouts. It's been added to some bacon and shallots, deglazed with apple cider and red wine vinegar.
Oh my Christ!
Yes, we did it.
not
We
a-
got her to say the C word. The other
Yeah.
one, the C.
Well,
yeah,
I could say the C word too.
that's your word to say.
You take it back.
Reclaim.
Yeah. See you next Tuesday.
What are you doing next Tuesday?
Having somebody look at my. Ah! Oh my God, is that good?
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Tell me about the connection to Brussels sprouts. Why this is the last meal that you're gonna eat. We've started with so many vegetables.
I love vegetables. Now here's some more insight. I was bulimic as a child from about the age of 11 to 21. What? A white one?
I didn't want to say, but you said it for me. You know, I was like, I could have told you that.
I lost interest in my own narrative. I've always been a fan of vegetables because that was one of the things I would let myself eat. And but it took. And now I love vegetables, and I love the whole deep frying of vegetables that has happened in the last 10 years.
Just like reclaiming the C word, you're like reclaiming vegetables, be like outside of the eating disorder lens.
Yeah. Oh God.
God, like this is garbage for you. I mean, this is just bacon. The shallots actually soak up all the bacon fat, so all of that's still in there. It's
And
great.
when it's like a full protein, right? It's like a full, and it just so you know, I have been clean off bulimia for about 25 years. So high fives all around.
Do you
right?
get a chip for that? Do they give you a chip for?
Well, if you go to 12-step programs, they certainly will give you a plastic disc that means so much. No, and it does. I mean, great job.
Maria, you donate 11% of your earnings to charity. You and your husband
Yes.
do as well. You offer tickets to people to your shows for free if they can't afford to pay. We actually, when I told somebody at this company that you were coming on, they're like, oh, I attended one of her workshops where she like went over the details of contracts and how not to get screwed. You seem like a really freaking good person. Do you think you're a good person? Because like you should.
Well, I'm from Minnesota, so one of my dad's favorite quotes is by Bella Abzug, which is, "Don't be humble. You're not that great." And yeah, and I all the time, you know, especially, you know, I'm older, I'm just a bag of bones and a hank of hair. And I, you know, say things on social media. I've been definitely called out for saying things that were hurtful, that I, of course, nobody means, you know, most people, unless you're a devil,
Yeah.
you know, don't mean to be hurtful, but, you know, I've had to, or need to learn. You need to learn things in public sometimes, and that's okay. Anyways, I love talking about numbers just because it's emotional. It's very, or at least for me, it's very emotional. You know, comedy isn't unionized, and so nobody knows what anyone's earning.
Yeah.
And then it can be very confusing when the amount of money hasn't gone up for 30 years for a middle act. So if you see a middle act at a comedian in a comedy club that you're in your area, usually they're making maybe $75, $50 a show. The headliner may be making 10 to 20 grand. What? I mean, not that they don't, I mean, everybody
Yeah.
deserves everything, but it's just interesting. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, well, I would certainly like to know that.
I mean, I don't think it's just interesting though. I think you have this moral imperative. You know, most people just be focused on just getting that bag, but the fact that you're focused on them, to me, signifies moral imperative.
Well, and also my sister says that I'd like to have a give cam going all the time. That, have you ever seen those, there's some YouTube videos where people are like, show themselves like saving a homeless person,
Yes.
and you're just like, why don't you leave people alone? Like, buy the guy a house and not talk about it. But, so I wonder if part of it is, yeah, some weird sort of ego trip for myself. But that's nice of you to say. Yeah, it is important to me. I do want to try to be a good person, but I'm sure I'm failing in some way. Let me know on Twitter.
Berate Maria in the comments of this video right now. All right, Maria, here we have pot roast with sauerkraut. This is a chuck roast, little baby Dutch potatoes, carrots, sauerkraut, a little bit of German beer deglazed in there.
Yeah, this is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah, please dig in.
Okay.
You said that your mom's pot roast in 1977 was the best meal you've ever had.
Well, my mom would make pot roast on the regs. She'd also make this wonderful casserole, which had mayonnaise, tuna, green beans, and then those little crunchy noodles on top.
This is called the Minnesota Special.
Yeah, that's a casserole. And it was so good. It was so good. I just made hamburger helper for myself and my husband the other night.
The genuine pride in your eyes on that made me so happy.
I was just, it's very good. And
It is.
And the directions are so clear. And you know what's gonna happen, and you know that you're gonna feel kind of sick after you eat it, and you'll probably put on 2 pounds of water weight within
Sodium
24
gets you.
hours. But so good.
That's honestly something that I respect about you a lot is your almost love of what I'd call benign mediocrity. I mean, benevolent mediocrity. Let's use another word.
I am not a snob at all. I love 7-Eleven offerings. Anything from a truck stop. If it's old, I'm still interested.
You grew up Christian and Minnesota Christian, which seems like a very specific brand of Christian, but you now, I believe, identify as atheist.
Yes.
How has that changed your perspective of death, or did you never buy into the afterlife?
Because I had such mental health problems as a kid, when I was 9, I started being to kind of compulsively pray to God for help, and then there was no help forthcoming. Whoops. I didn't really buy any of it, or it never seemed like a comfort to me. So I assume that what happens is that you just die. And I don't really understand the idea of like, I've got to be good now because it's going to be even more amazing later. Like, why don't you just be good now to be good now? You know, like, why this whole carrot and stick sort of thing? Like, I don't know, but that's me being judgmental, which is probably why I'm not a Christian.
And now you're going to hell, of course.
Of course.
Of course. No, but do you wish you had that afterlife? Because that's a huge comfort to me. Like when I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking about death, I'm obsessing. I was like, if I could just truly believe. I grew up around a lot of evangelical Christians, a lot of Mormons, and seeing the true believers was so awesome. And I was like, I want to be you. Did you ever have that?
Oh yeah, I love a cult.
Same.
Oh
my God.
Oh my God, it's such a relief. Like, let's all wear the same stuff and say the same things in unison, and not
community.
No, it is wonderful. Join a cult for 7 days. Get into the Seventh-day Adventists, just 7 days, full on, like all in. Do the whole thing, and then pull out. But
pulling out of cults is famously difficult, though. That's the thing they don't want you to do.
But this is, if you know that it's just temporary, that you're just trying to give your brain
like a charter membership.
Yeah, or like a little jingle jangle where you just kind of go, I just want to, just kind of get myself out of something. I do love 12-step programs, which are cults.
Yes.
And the reason I like them, and the language kind of goes over me, but they're number 1, free, number 2, free. Number 3, they can't kick you out. That's one of the main rules of the group. Whereas church can kind of kick you out.
Yeah, I've seen it happen, yeah.
But I can go to a meeting and, with a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I eat an ice cream cake with a stolen porn DVD. And people will just say, keep coming back, Maria. Oh my God, this is good.
It is really freaking good.
So what happened with your mom? She was estranged and then?
It was either schizophrenia or like bipolar 2.
Okay.
My grandma tried to do the old ultimatum, like, hey, I'm gonna cut you off financially unless you actually seek diagnosis. And then she just kind of fled.
Yeah.
And then for 10 years, we actually found her picture in a newspaper that was like feeding the homeless people of Alexandria, Virginia, and we saw my mom in the photo and someone sent it to us, which was a crazy experience.
Yes, yeah.
And then I would get the occasional LinkedIn message from her. Don't know why LinkedIn was the, I don't know, I have no idea.
I have one friend with schizophrenia who, it's such a frightening one, because it's like you feel like you can't communicate with someone when they're ill, you can't communicate it, and then they don't, or some of the symptoms are, I'm fine.
Yes, yeah. And of course, everything else, they're having the delusions, and mine is,
Yeah, mine is the real thing.
Yeah. And mental illness runs in your family as well, right?
Yeah, my mom had some, she never said that she did, but she had some manic episodes.
That's a mom thing to do.
Yeah.
If I ever heard it, yeah.
Oh, I'm fine. No, I just want to go down to the Twin Cities and spend $10,000 on coats.
All right, Maria, the final food you will have before you die, not to jinx it, is a hot fudge sundae. The ingredients are hot fudge, ice cream, peanuts, hot fudge, ice cream, peanuts, hot fudge, ice cream, peanuts, whipped cream, cherry topper. Yeah. I had to control myself to not imitate you.
No.
Because I was walking around going, hot fudge, ice cream, peanuts. And there I am imitating you. But dig in.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try the cream up top.
Yeah, the
It's
hot
so
the
good.
hot fudge is homemade too. We did it. We did the damn thing.
My dad tried to go to Dairy Queen today. They're closed down. It's too much snow in Duluth.
Minnesota problems.
I blew his mind, and I had Dairy Queen delivered.
I gotta ask you about the significance of the peanut butter parfait from Dairy Queen, because that's what this is modeled after, of
Yes,
course.
yes.
How special is that to your life?
My dad would go get a peanut butter parfait. It was celebratory. It was usually after church, where you'd done your time, and you could go out to Dairy Queen. And there's no Dairy Queen here in Southern California, so you got to go to Foster's Freeze, which is dirty Dairy Queen.
Yes.
It is just like Dairy Queen, but she's a little dirty.
Yeah. Well, she's old. She's been around the block a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with that. We still love our Foster Freeze queen.
Yeah, no, oh my God. And she's not corporate, man, so you can get whatever the hell you want. Hey, could you just stuff a piece of steak in the middle? Yep.
They really will. They have no morals or boundaries there, and I love them for that. I gotta ask you about, you have a series on Instagram called Reasons to Stay Alive for 2022.
Yeah.
And they have included such things as toddlers on ropes that
Yeah.
say hi to you,
Yeah.
which is very fun.
Have you ever seen that? Where kids, you have to be kind of in a town district near school, and the kids, they're all like 2 or 3 years old, they all are holding onto a rope because they don't have all the social anxiety that you developed as your brain gets older. They'll all say, hi.
Beautiful.
I could stick around a little while longer.
Just in case it happens a third time.
What if it happened again?
And ditto with the fart machine. It's like, well, that's still gonna be there, so you should probably not.
We have the fart machine, I believe it's called the Fart Machine 2000. You can get it off of the horrible Amazon, but why don't you support a local retailer? And
Your local artisanal fart machine
fart
purveyor,
machine.
of course. Yes.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It just gives and gives and gives. It's funny every day.
You seem to endorse friends and family less than the fart machine in this
Oh
series.
yeah. My delivery at saying reasons to stay alive for friends, family, because if you have mental health issues, your friends and family are sick of it. Like they are burnt. They are done. They do not want to hear about it anymore. Don't kid yourself.
Should we go into the lightning round?
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. Yes.
What's one more reason to stay alive in 2022?
Candy. And what I mean about that is that you can teach a young child about candy. Sometimes there are children in your area, and of course you're not left alone with them. Never be alone with a child.
Learn that one.
But if a child is being raised by someone who says, oh no, we just don't eat sugar, you teach that kid about candy.
Yes, I'm all about corrupting the youth. What kind of food would you want to serve at your own wake or funeral?
Well, it's going to be a comedy open mic. I've decided that because
I love that.
I attended the funeral of a comic who had died of suicide, and it became an open mic where people went long. Everyone's going to get 3 minutes.
You have a tight 3 for a death.
Wrap it up. There's going to be someone with a light at my funeral, and then so I guess nachos, chicken
Something
fingers.
shareable.
Well, a comedy club, a deep fried pickle.
Oh, that's good. All right, one person in the entire world, alive or dead, that you could share your final meal with.
Oh, I think my dad, my dad. And my husband, my God. Oh,
You gotta
that's a hard
choose.
one.
And the other one dies.
My dad would understand. I think my husband would feel bad if I didn't. Yeah, so I think my husband, yeah.
Do you have any regrets in life?
Yes!
All of them, right?
Oh my God.
Life is all regrets. The people who say, no, you're so stupid. What's the top 3?
I had a friend who died of suicide who I felt like I really let down.
That sucks.
Yeah, and they died being mad at me, and so that really
Jesus.
sucked. Yeah. Number 2, let me see, being sassily mean to people on stage, like people who heckle or are just drunk or whatever. I've definitely said some mean things to people on stage that I now regret, which were funny, but also unnecessary and unkind.
Sure.
Why not have some curiosity, say, how'd you get here? I know how I got here tonight. What made you make out with your boyfriend in the front row? It seems like an odd place to have sex, but I love it.
I offered you a third one. You don't have to. Those are 2 really great
Third thing
ones.
that I regret, I think just not being more, having more friends. I was very afraid of people, and largely because of OCD, but also I had some weird ambition within me where I was like, I'm gonna make it in this world. What I found out later is that ambition, you get the thing that you wanted, and then you have it. It's not that
Great.
It's not that exciting.
Great segue into the last one. Are you happy?
Yes.
You seem so happy.
I do feel happy. I did also have a nitro cold brew before I came. I'm on
Just keep drinking them and you'll keep being happy.
Depakote, Seroquel, antipsychotic, Prozac. But yeah, and I'm also, I'm done. I'm 51. I don't really need to accomplish anything more, as far as I'm concerned.
I know.
My manager might have something to say about that.
Which is why we're incredibly grateful that you've come on this show, despite not needing it at all. You didn't need to do this at all. Why'd you do it?
I do need other people. Like I need to commune and be a part of the world, and yeah, for sure. I mean, this is enjoyable for me.
I've had a great time.
But in terms of, do I need more success? I don't. Probably not, because once you've had it once, you go, oh, I see, I get it, and you still gotta like yourself, because that's who you go home with.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Maria, if you could look into that camera right there, tell the people what your last words are.
Thanks for everything, and I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I'm sorry for all this, but I'm not. Maria, I've had a really awesome time. Thank you truly so much for giving your time and your insight and your wisdom and your compassion, honestly.
No. Thank you so much. This has been delightful. I told my husband about what this was, and he was just like, what? Can I get on that show?
Tell him to come down. We won't roll, but I'll make him a nice meal. Yeah, we can just hang out.
Kind.
And Maria, where can the people find you?
I'm on Human Resources on Netflix, which is an animated program by Nick Kroll. And then I'm also on Teenage Euthanasia on Adult Swim, where I play a main character called Trophy. Anyways, this is zombie comedy.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
I like comedy.
It is exciting. And if you don't want to watch any more television, don't.
You have the option, yeah. You can just
Christ,
stop it.
Stop.
But pick up a fun sport like Highlight.
Do you have a friend?
There's a 24-hour squash club in Burbank. That's real.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can play squash any time of night or day.
24/7.
They could save on electricity by closing from 3 to 6 a.m., but they don't.
At Maria Banfu on Twitter. I'm also Maria Banford Comedy on Instagram, mariabanford.com. Or you could just Google Maria plus comedian. I think I am the only thing that comes up.
We won the SEO wars. And thank you all so much for watching Mythical Kitchen. We got new episodes for you every week. We got new episodes of our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts. Hit us up on Instagram and TikTok at Mythical Kitchen with pictures of your mythical dishes under hashtag Dreams Become Food. We do a lot of these videos. We do so much.
Oh, that's great.
It's
No.
I don't even know what the words mean. It's just sounds. We'll see you all next time.
Hey, my name is Ben Schwartz, and my last meal would be pancakes from John and Vinny's, a cheeseburger and fries from Burgers Never Say Die with a CO2 mango coconut water, corn ravioli tortufo from Capo, Pet Pizza from Hail Mary, and Bub and Grandma's focaccia and tomato from All Time, a cheddar barbecue chicken cutlet sandwich, and a Cajun chicken cutlet sandwich with Canada Dry ginger ale, goat curry from Grill and the Goat, shrimp dumplings from Pine and Crane. Then for dessert, Josh, bamboloni, a black and white cookie from Factors, and a sundae from Jenny's with gooey butter cake ice cream. And let it be known, I gave a big list and said, I just want to make this easy. You could pick 3 or 4 things, and then they picked every single thing. So today is the best day of my life. Our lives?
Our lives. I'm excited. This isn't the typical run of the show, by the way. We typically have an intro, but I think if we just keep rolling and I can deliver the intro
I'll
just
do the
completely
intro.
out of
What's the
context.
intro?
Let's do it. Okay.
I'll do it to yours.
Do you want to do it? Okay.
Yeah, what is it?
So it's, well, it's weird that I'm telling it to another person. I'll say it in the camera, but then you
Oh,
have to
not
send
about
it
me.
to
You're
it.
talking about me.
What? No, we're not talking.
great.
It's just everybody has 2 things in common. We all got to eat and we all got to die.
Listen, everybody's got 2 things in common. We all gotta eat and we all gotta die.
And then you would say, Ben Schwartz, welcome to the show.
Ben Schwartz, welcome to the show. This is Josh, the chef, and also he's really bulking up right now. He's on an off week right now, but he's really trying to gain muscle mass.
I wouldn't call it deload and off week. It's trying to. It's like a
Sorry,
reset.
it's deloading
like a-
and off. It's a reset. His nervous system needs a reset. Today's a huge day for Josh, a huge day for me. And then I heard we're gonna try to, and tell me if this is wrong, Josh, put all this in my mouth at the same time.
Yeah, no, you can opt for the smoothie option. Now, we've only had 2 guests do this before, but it's where you take all those dishes and you blend them into a smoothie, and then you get a bonus piece of lasagna at the end if you drink it all.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that.
Is your last meal something you thought about before?
Never. And it's funny because I love going to like a nice restaurant or a restaurant that makes me comfortable and happy, or like because I tour my improv show, I get to try restaurants in every city that I go to. It's a piece of the thing. Like I'll take my performers out to like a restaurant that someone told me is amazing, blah, blah, blah. So I have restaurants, but I've never thought about what would happen if I was thrown in jail and only had one chance to eat my favorite meal.
But here you are. I mean, you had an incredibly curated list.
We're
of
gonna do a lot
restaurants.
of this, so Details Cam should
So
get
much.
on this.
I know, this is my comfort
Can we
zone.
cut to this real quick, if you don't mind?
I used to play a lot of electric keyboard, and so it's just really.
Is that true?
No, I'm sorry, I
Okay.
lied to you.
You don't have to lie.
Do you think about death a lot?
I do. I'm very scared of death. It's the
Same.
thing that I'm the most anxious
My
about.
mishpacha.
Yes. And you're Jewish. Do you want to deliver that to camera?
Okay, earlier, yeah, I'm Jewish.
Because you've been hiding it this entire show.
Well, no,
You
that's
are
why it was.
Jewish.
I did something super weird earlier when you said, "What's your last name?" And instead of just telling you my last name, I said, "What are you trying to suss out?"
Right.
Yeah.
And are you Jewish?
I am. Yeah.
Full Jewish?
Mom.
Mom, that means
It's
that's a lot.
matrilineal,
Okay, can you just
matrilineal.
do it to the lens?
My mom is Jewish. And so, no, because one of my questions is just, why are we like this?
Ooh, and there's also a lot of, are you lactose intolerant?
No, but I think it's just because I've Princess Brided it a little bit, where I've
Okay.
just been shoving so much garbage.
That's
I mean,
smart.
Monster Energies,
Yeah,
things
a
like
little
that.
bit of poison each
Clove
time.
cigarettes back from college.
Oh,
you
wow,
know.
okay.
So I don't have the digestive problems, but I definitely have the neuroses.
I have the digestive problems. This today will be, this is like Gladiator. This is me going against all the biggest beasts coming at me. I can handle one of these meals at a time. The idea that we're gonna have a bunch of these is like, I can't even express to you how difficult this will be in the long, it'll be fine for now. And then an hour later, it'll be like Super Smash Brothers, when like 100 people are fighting each other,
Oh, yeah.
but it's my
Yeah.
stomach that all the characters are fighting.
This is the American Gladiator Judaic remake. The Jewish American
That's right.
Gladiator is
Right.
just.
And you're Ice, and I'm Gemini.
Oof.
And then we're gonna be great.
Let's get shot with some weird tennis ball cannons today. All right, Ben, for our first course today, we got breakfast. We have the pancakes from John and Vinny's. We got some Nutella and some berries on the side, plenty of butter and real maple syrup slathered on there. We have a cheeseburger, old-fashioned smash burger from Burgers Never Say Die, an awesome spot with the fries as well, and then a mango CO2 coconut water for the hydration for whatever is about to enter our bodies today.
Yes, this is incredible. Are we allowed to do this?
Yeah, crack it open. Oh, the code word. Eat!
I asked Josh what the code word is when we're allowed to eat.
Eat! You have to yell it.
So this is a great question also, by the way. First of all, one of the very few Jewish people in the world doesn't like mustard. Also don't like pickles.
So it's not liking
crazy?
pickles is tough.
How do you get your silverware out? Can I show you how like a real, oh sorry.
Whoa.
Can I show you how like a boss gets their utensils out?
I would, yeah, real fudge and boss.
Ask me, tell me it's time to eat. I should get my fork and knife.
Eat! That was smooth, man. That's
then-
body control.
Do we do this? Because we're polite. We're polite boys trying to be polite.
We are polite boys indeed.
Okay.
Please dig in. I'm following your lead.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do breakfast first because we're going through everything.
Yeah.
Okay, John and Vinny's. Great place to get food. Great place to get breakfast. Almost, I'll say Sundays, in our house, Sundays, it's either John and Vinny's or Republique that we try to get. Do you want me to cut you some?
No, if you don't mind, I'll just like mirror your sort of moves on the. But can you slow down though?
Yeah, of course.
sorry.
Well, how
You're
big of a
very
bite? You can eat that whole, okay.
It's bulking season, man. We
it's-
talked about
And by the way, you as a chef will know this better than I do, but it's so much about the beautiful syrup. It's insane.
How do they distill the essence of every dad has made one pancake that is better than every other pancake that they've made in their life?
This is that pancake.
This is every pancake. Because I was gonna ask you, like, why do you think about death so much?
Yep, death scares me. I think I'm scared of it. I think one of the biggest things is parents dying.
Oh.
That would be scary. There's been a lot of, I've encountered a lot of death in my life, right?
You've had like peripheral deaths around the parents.
Yes, in the past few years, especially for some reason, it's been a very unlucky whatever. But yeah, parents for some reason has always been like my biggest fear because I'm so close with my parents. My friend Sam Reich had told me this thing that scared me, which was terrible. Where do your parents live? Like, my parents live in New York. He goes, okay, so how many times a year do you really get to see them? I was like, oh, I probably get to see them, 3 or 4 times a year. Like if I have work down there, he goes, okay. And they're how old? And I told him how old they were. Like, all right, let's say your parents have blank amount of years left and you see them 3 to 4 times a year or something like that. That means you're only gonna have this many encounters left with your parents. And it like made me so sad and terrified.
Sure.
But anyway, these are pancakes from John and Vinny's.
They're good, right? Oh my God.
Really good. I think it's because there's a lot of butter. No, but I love humans so much. I love my family so much. The idea of that loss, I'm not ready to deal with that yet. Have you dealt with a loss of someone that close or no?
I have. Wait, can I add more build up before we talk about
wait.
that? Thank you for the empathetic question. Eat a hamburger. Oh, eat!
Thank you. And what we have right here, so I love cheeseburgers. This is something I must tell you before you tell me something very sad, which I assume something very close to you passed away.
Devastating.
So the question is, do you want to give me this news before I talk about what's in this?
No, I'd like you to talk about the cheeseburger, and then as you're eating it, I'd like to.
It feels like this is something you shared in the past, so it won't be as brutal.
Not to all of them. They all know. You don't know it though.
Right.
And it's not like crazy. It's not like crazy. Like I'm not
feels
like
like
your
it's
son.
gonna
Like
be.
I didn't. This isn't.
Right. It's going to revolve around death, and it's going to make me very sad.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So this cheeseburger right here, I am someone who loves. I'm going to open it for you so you can see. Also, I'm going to take off the pickles so nobody makes fun of me.
Put them on me. Put them on me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't have to, but.
Of course I want to. I love burgers, and I have like a comfort food when I go to different hotels and I'm on a job or I'm performing or something like that. It's a cheeseburger, fries, and a ginger ale. That's like that's what I go. That's what I get at hotels. And then so I've tried like a billion types of cheeseburgers, and then I love burgers. Never Say Die here. And my friend Phil Lord from Lord and Miller was the one who turned me on to him, and I love him. So which family member died?
Both mom and dad. But this one's about.
That's not true. Is that true?
Oh, it's true. It's true. This
When?
one's about dad though. Mom's story is sadder, but dad has more connection to a movie that you made that made me feel very comforted. You did a short film called I'm a Mitzvah.
Yes. Have you seen that?
I have seen that.
Before you knew I was coming on the show?
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? No, I'm just good at my job, man. Christ. I watched I'm a Mitzvah recently because I knew it revolved around dad.
How
and
old
I
were you
heard
when she
talk about
passed
dad.
away?
This is he. It's about dad. Keep up.
Dad, sorry. You told me
19.
both.
19 dad.
19. Wow.
So it's 19. There's a scene in I'm a Mitzvah. It is about a Jewish man who is recovering his friend's dead body in Mexico, and his the friend's Jewish mother is screaming at him. It's all about, to me, somebody who doesn't know how to process death, which when it happens to you, somebody very close to you, you don't know how to process it. There's a scene where he Googles stages of grief while drinking alone. I did the exact same thing when my dad died.
Oh my God.
Because I was like, I don't know what I'm feeling. I remember once just binge eating at a Thai restaurant. I drank a gallon of Thai tea and then went to 24-hour fitness at 2 in the morning from 2 to 5 and just squatted.
This is how
and
you
deadlifted.
dealt with this is how you dealt with your feelings with the death?
Yeah, and it wasn't a conscious choice. It was just like,
Oh my
what
God,
is?
so you're so tied to food. You're all these emotions. Death and food are like such a beautiful thing here.
Yeah.
Do you find it cathartic revisiting death in your life or revisiting how people passed away? Are you finding this to be something cathartic, or are you finding this to be, I've talked about it enough, watch the other episodes, or you know what I mean? What do you think? What do you think it is for you?
The great thing about YouTube, right, is that you get so much direct response all the time. It's also the bad thing about YouTube. Anytime I share something about my life revolving around grief or loss or whatever and how I've dealt with it, it's only people going, thank you so much for sharing that, because we all deal with these things. You said you're scared of death? And I went, wow. Who is not, are any of you not scared of death? You'd be insane to not be, right?
6 people just raised their hand. This is insane. And the Grim Reaper is eating a burger right now. I remember I had Gary Shandling, great comedian.
Very, very profound man, too.
Incredible. I was very close with him, the best. He passed away pretty recently. But he told me this thing, and he has talked about it publicly, so I can say it and it won't be weird. But he had this thing where he said he got in a car accident, and he felt his body float out and he could see himself. And then he said someone whispered to him when he was in this process, do you want to keep living Gary's life? And then he said yes, and he went back in his body. So when he got in this accident, he almost died, and he said he had this moment. And when he told me that, I was like, that's terrifying. But that's the closest thing I have to anybody who's ever been close to. And by the way, maybe that's brain synapses hitting in a certain way. Maybe that's not real. Maybe that's your brain trying to deal with what's happening and not knowing how to, cobble all the pieces right now. But nobody knows what happens, and that's terrifying.
Of course it is. It's the one thing
People
that
need
nobody
things.
knows.
Are you very religious or no?
No, not at all. I grew up like very Reformed Jewish.
Yep.
And Judaism in itself is pretty
Fake?
nebulous.
Are you
kidding
me?
No, it's not. Come
Josh?
on, no.
No.
I was gonna say it's pretty nebulous around the afterlife. You have Sheol and vague concepts of like.
I thought you said you have She-Hulk.
You have shit. She-Hulk. I think God is a woman and She-Hulk is her name, and I think that's beautiful. What are you gonna say to She-Hulk when you see her in hell?
I love Tatiana. We get her on the phone right now. She's the best.
It's name dropping, son of a bitch.
Oh my God, you name dropped Tom Hanks before we started the thing.
I did.
I said, hey, what's your name? He goes, Josh. I met Tom Hanks.
Oops. Do you want to start by telling me what the foods are?
Sure, of course.
You have to call me Ben though.
Sure, Ben,
Okay.
you ready?
Yeah,
Are we
Josh.
rolling? Everybody?
Fantastic.
Okay, I'm gonna be Josh right now. Ben, this is what the foods are. This is a Pep pizza from Hail Mary. I think it's called Pep, right? And the reason why this is exciting is it's pepperoni, but it also has honey on top. Have you ever done that before?
I have done that before.
Shut up.
And I really
Okay, over here we have, this is like a grandma's bubby bread from all time.
The most interesting thing about this,
if you don't mind. So all time, the reason why this is so exciting to me, first of all, the all time is great, and it's like feels like a mom and pop type place, and like it's just I love going there. I love the people there also. But the bread is so good, and this is just so delicious, and also it's like we're varying levels of price, and this is at a place that's too expensive. This is from Capo, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
This is like when you have an anniversary, or like someone turned 100. This is like one of my favorite things in the universe. This is truly, because it's a bit expensive. I don't get to go there very often, or are you turning 100?
Not yet. Maybe one day.
May I ask you to eat this first?
Yeah, I would love to. Thank you.
Can I ask you to close your eyes when you eat it? Can I ask you to shut your mouth, please? With a spoon, chef. No, put the whole thing in your mouth.
You said shut your mouth. I don't, and I'm trying to listen.
Open it up. Take your time. You're already rushing it. Yeah. Wide stance. Show me what the wrong way to sit in a Subway is like.
What a special treat that is.
You know what's so funny? I was just talking to my therapist about the idea of nostalgia. Love therapy. I was a psychology major. I love therapy and mental health and all that stuff. Like when I started doing improv, it was me, Adam Pally, who's a great comedian, and Gil Ozeri, who I think is the funniest person in the world. We were doing 3-person improv, and nobody would have us on stage. And I was an intern at Upright Citizens Brigade, so I could get free classes because I couldn't afford them. And so we would wait till after I did all the garbage and recycling and everybody was gone, and then we would ask if we can go on the stage when nobody's there and just be on stage and do improv for nobody for like 20 minutes. And the manager, who was Alex Sidis or Chuck Daubel, would be like, come on guys, we gotta go home. And we would beg and go, fine, 10 minutes. And it would just be us in front of nobody in the audience. And I like found myself so nostalgic for that when nobody cared about us and we were just making each other laugh. And I was wondering what it was, like what the connection of that is. And my therapist put out, maybe it's the idea of the simplicity of it all, how simple life was back when you were a kid. No responsibilities, didn't have to worry about money, didn't have to worry about, all those things. And I was like, I thought that was interesting. Do you go to therapy?
No, do you think I should?
How many, both of your parents passed away? Mm-hmm. Do you think it's something that would help you or no?
I did one session with a therapist. That
you did one session of therapy?
I did one session. They immediately recommended, they were like, you should be doing ashwagandha and you are autistic and have ADHD and you should be doing acupuncture. And this was within 15 minutes of meeting me.
That's not possible. You didn't go to a real therapist. You went to someone on the side of the street.
Oh, so we haven't even eaten this. We gotta eat this. We're running
These are great things to talk about. I mean, what's the demographic? You said mostly 90-year-olds watch this?
Mostly 90-year-olds, yeah. It's actually my grandma in her nursing home. I have a grandma that's alive.
Oh, I don't have any grandmas. There we go.
Hey, I'll share mine with you.
Thank you.
So mean.
What do you mean? Your grandma is?
She's 101. She deserves to be mean.
Great pizza, by the way. Do you have a pizza place in LA?
Foolproof. The guys from, do you know Lodge Bread Company?
No, but the frickin' hashtag ad. Christ.
It's an independent Jewish. They're good. Or an Alex. They're great people.
If I put this here, does it ruin everything? It does. Keep it right here.
We can. Well, we put it back here. We like to just stash stuff there.
Okay, because this is also something I'd love to see you eat, because this is one of the harder things to eat without getting it everywhere. Yeah, let's see if you can. Let's see if you. But try to be as neat as you can. Pretend this is like your meat. What's like your dream job? I know you're probably doing it, but like, what's like a dream scenario? If you could be eating with somebody and you want to impress that person, who would I be for that?
Mike Rowe, the host of Dirty Jobs.
Okay. Thank you so much for me. Dirty Jobs is fantastic. I love that you love it. Thank you so much.
No, of course, and I'm really excited for your next act. You know, it's
please. No, not comedic. Very good. Very good. How many tomatoes did we get? 1?
Mike, I'm so sorry about that. That was incredibly gauche of me. I know. It's like I tried to be
host Cash Cab or no?
Yeah. Oh my God, Cash Cab.
Okay, yeah.
Wow, such a great. I used to walk around New York City just for hours on end, just trying to get in the Cash Cab.
I'm Mike Rowe. I hear this all day. Can we not?
I don't know, but I'm saying like if you just ask me
this
a
is
couple
all
questions.
people come over and talk about Cash Cab to me. They talk about Dirty Jobs. Can we talk about something else?
Okay.
I'm really into
what's the capital of Malaysia?
It's not. Come on, man.
Well, I always imagined that you'd ask me that in Cash Cab.
What is the capital of Malaysia?
You don't know? You're the host of Cash Cab.
Yeah. Well, Alex Trebek wasn't super smart either. Okay, so look.
I feel like he was.
This is the problem.
Misogynistic, but
no, he was he smart? Did you ever meet Alex?
One of the few celebrity deaths that really hit me hard. What's
this
the celebrity
is a great question too. Robin Williams crushed me.
Yeah.
Gary crushed me because I was friends with. That was crazy to hear through a website that someone you care about passed away, and then we had a chain where we chat to each other, and someone's like, "This is a bit, right? What's going on?" And so like we all tried to like call. It was so strange.
Was that kind of a beautiful thing, the fact that you didn't know if it was a bit or not? Or just really
No, it
depressing
was
for you?
terrifying.
Yeah.
It was terrifying because I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm calling him, nobody's picking up. I'm like, oh, shit. And then we all went to his house the next day when he wasn't there to like gather. But there was a great moment when after Gary died, it was the day after, and I had eaten dinner with two people who were very close to him. I went back to my apartment, and this is when I was living in West Hollywood. And there, I said, okay, this is silly. I was by myself, and I said, okay, this is silly. Just, okay, Gary, if you can hear me, and I go, this is so embarrassing. And I started making myself laugh. I was like, if you can hear me right now, if you can hear me, I don't know why you would be in this room, why with me, you have so many more people you care about more, but if you can hear me, show me a sign. And then it was like, and then nothing happened. And I was like, and then my guitar fell. My guitar went ding, yeah. And I cracked up so hard because if it wasn't him, he would have found that so funny.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So in my head, even though that wasn't him, that moment to me would have made him laugh so hard.
To me, it's like, man, if you're not laughing, you're gonna start crying. So might as well do the former, right?
That's true. I liked it a lot. Tell me why you love this.
Why I love this, focaccia, made with a ton of whole grains. Typically, you get a really refined wheat flour on that. But then the key is, right, you get all the salt in the tomatoes, and then when you marinate it in the olive oil with the balsamic, we actually made this, by the way. This isn't from the restaurant.
Is that true?
We discontinued the thing.
Is that
we got
true?
the bread, but we did all the rest of it.
Okay. Well, it's delicious.
It's the juice from the tomatoes that like marinates.
Is there
into the
balsamic
bread,
somewhere inside there as well?
Oh, yeah.
So delicious. So the bread is them and everything else is you guys.
but then it just soaks into that bread.
Amazing.
Quality.
Great job. So you can sell this now.
And we can sell it now for $13.99.
Oh yeah, don't you have your own line of sauces?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
No.
Well, next time. Ben, what we have for you today, this is our faithful recreation of Giannoni's chicken cutlet sandwiches. We got one with bacon, cheddar, and barbecue sauce, and then one with Cajun seasoning, hot sauce, lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise. We even tried to estimate the size of the hoagie roll. Nicole, lead culinary producer, was talking on the phone with Scott, and he was telling her how to make it.
He must have been so happy. Scott must have
So
had a
stoked.
blast. Hey, Scott!
Hey, Ben.
Hi, dude.
Scott from Giannoni's. When are you coming home again? We all miss you here.
That's amazing. How did you get that?
We called Giannoni's and we asked for Scott.
Can I airdrop that to myself
Please
to send to my
airdrop
parents?
it. Airdrop anything from my phone to yourself.
And these are just pictures of you. So just so you know, I'm scrolling through. This is pictures of you.
I actually don't know what's in there. I'm kind of worried.
Tops, no bottoms. This is a tops, no bottoms.
Yeah, I
This
like
is
to
a
Winnie the
bottoms,
Pooh.
no
it.
tops.
I'm working on my quads. We asked him exactly how he makes it, so he coached us through as well as possible.
Did you talk to him?
Nicole talked to him.
So
and
you don't cook.
I do cook, not for this show because
Nicole!
I'm busy. We can get Nicole. Can we get Nicole? in here?
Nicole, did you get to talk to Scott?
Nicole had an appointment today, but she did talk to Scott, and she told us that he was delightful, and she fell in love with him.
Actually,
Yeah.
Nicole's she's Shabbat. She's actually observant.
All right, so this is going to be your version of that.
We tried.
Okay. It's great. Oh, by the way, the barbecue sauce is almost perfect. What is it? What do you do with the barbecue sauce?
I think it's equal parts Sweet Baby Ray's and water. This is a bottle. We tried to do what they'd be using in the
You know what it tastes like? It tastes like a McDonald's barbecue sauce a little bit, which is like the best barbecue sauce in the world. Are you more careful? Did I say that right? Are you more careful?
Carefuler.
Are you?
Christmas carefulers. They go around. They careful about the song. What were you saying?
Sorry. I literally thought I just passed out
I
because
thought I
you
had
just
a
said the
stroke for a second.
stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I don't think it was that stupid. I think it was
Ugh, it's funny. It's like you opened your mouth and like jelly beans, like a slinky came
Yeah.
out. That's how stupid it was.
No,
it was like
I
a
know.
little clown nose just came out.
Now you're really milking the bit.
This is insane to
Can we
me
just go back?
because
Can we-
are you
where can we
talking
go back
right
to?
now?
Where can we go back to where we could clean
To
up
me,
the
your
sentence?
body is just
Mix
opening
this-
and just
If we can
confetti is
mix this
popping out of
energy
your
right now, I think
clown-like
Ben, I think
mouth.
this can still be salvaged.
Okay, what do we think?
It was a good one.
I didn't have the chicken.
I really love the Cajuns, given that like buffalo chicken vibes.
You like
know?
that better than this? Mm-hmm. This is gonna be sloppy too. Oh yeah, it tastes just like it.
I'll take that, man. That's a huge compliment.
Oh my God,
for
Scott's
Nicole,
gonna
not
be
for
pissed.
me, but
I wanted to try to. It's a little salty. Tell Nicole it's a little salty.
I should have caught that. I should have just.
I was trying to tell Scott Giannoni that he should open up a sandwich shop here, just get all the things. But I think all of his ingredients are New York-y things.
That makes sense. So we do love that story though. Like like a New York guy comes to LA, opens up a sandwich shop,
That's true.
and so you kind of play that. You get him in the movies.
A lot of people talking about movies. What's your favorite movie?
What's your favorite movie?
No. What's your favorite movie?
Fair fan. This is called tarofing in Persian culture. Nicole's Persian, but
Nicole's not here. We've established that.
I'm trying to avoid the thing where I talk about myself because I know that that's a fault of mine.
But nobody knows what your favorite movie is. You got to tell.
Of course they do. They
What
know.
is it?
You don't know. You're the only one that does know.
What
They
is
all know.
it?
Taylor, what's my favorite movie?
Cloud Atlas?
Yeah, I love Cloud Atlas.
That's not your favorite movie. But
No,
by the
that's a
way,
good callback, 'cause
May
I-
I say?
I do love it.
That was an incredible pickup. That was a great line.
Love you, buddy.
That was fantastic. Josh, what do we got?
Ben, I'm so glad you asked. For your penultimate course,
Oh,
maybe.
my goodness.
Did pretty good in the SAT. What'd you get?
Oh my God, 1210, and I took it twice. I got
Nice.
650, 560, and then I go, I can do better than that. And then I got the same exact score, I think.
Mine was out of 2400, but if you adjust it, I got like a 1340, and then I took it another time.
So did you bring it up because you wanted to brag about how well you did?
I don't know. We should probably go back to the intro. I was going to tell you.
What is
about
this?
So, Ben, I'm so glad you asked. The penultimate
1210 was
course-
pretty good though, right?
1210's good. I think
And this is?
statistically it's pretty
What's
good.
this?
This is the shrimp dumplings from Pine and Crane.
I was in AP Physics.
Fantastic.
I was more of a, I
Would you
loved
take
math.
the test?
To get into
Maybe
APs?
success. So it's drizzled with a little bit of sesame and chili oil. Lovely Taiwanese restaurant. Huge fan.
George DeCaro was my math teacher. I got really, him and I felt like had like a nice little bond. He was great.
If you thought
And
you
then-
bonded with your math teacher, you probably didn't.
Oh, that's
So
probably
we have this curry from Girl on the Goat. This is actually made with goat. Chef Stephanie Izard is one of my absolute favorites.
fantastic. Stephanie Izard.
AP Chem?
Oh, sorry, not AP Chem, AP Physics.
Oh, AP, no, but I'm saying, did you take AP
No,
Chem?
but I could have done. So I did math.
So this is like a play on papadum right here, which is really incredible. Scoop up the
Did
curry.
you say pop pudding?
Papadum.
You know what's funny? In the fourth quarter, so after I got into Union College in math, I had math was my.
You got into Union?
Yeah.
No spit.
Where did you go? You don't know what Union is, right? No.
Sorry, I
So when I got into Union College, a liberal arts school in upstate New York, I got in and I was good at math and I had A's up until third quarter. Then I got into school and then
Eat.
my math teacher at the time.
If you don't eat, it doesn't go anywhere.
My math teacher at the time, George DeCara, said, "Hey man, I can see you're slumping. You're doing your senior slump. If you do this, I'm gonna fail you. I'm gonna like." And I go, "You're not gonna fail me, dude. I'm about to go to college. I've got all A's. You're not gonna fail me in this fourth quarter thing." And he was like my friend, like we were friendly.
Yeah.
And he gave me a D. He the lowest grade I ever got in high school because I did that. And he goes, "I told you." And I was like, "All right." Anyway, George DeCara, we ate Giannoni's.
I had a teacher who was basically like, I'm gonna fail you. And then, that was really good.
This is the best. So this is Pine and Cream, and this is from Girl and the Goat. So this is, when I did my first show in Chicago, someone said, you gotta go Girl and the Goat, and it was one of the best meals I ever had. Now there's one in Los Angeles. So it's very, very tasty, love it.
This is a goat dish. And
You gotta get a goat dish at Girl and the Goat, I feel like. Although there's a lot of real good stuff
Not
there.
a lot of girl dishes, I'll tell you what. What's your favorite animal to eat? That was like an anti-cannibalism joke, but I don't know if it came
Great
off
question. What's your
misogynistic.
favorite animal to eat? I don't know. I mean, I like cheeseburgers. That's just ground beef too hot for you. You didn't like it.
I said, I mouthed the F word, but we can keep that. This is one of the best Asian things I've ever had.
It's incredible. Girl and the Goat is really good. I wonder if they really turn it on when they know it's gonna be on camera.
Could have been. I don't know if we told them actually.
Oh, it's so tender.
It's so tender, but
Like
it's,
your loving. Can you talk about your love making on camera real quick? Because your fiance
Yeah.
said it's very tender, like the Girl and the Goat stuff. What did that mean?
well, I think it's more of an emotional thing because I think when we're physically communing, it's actually
Don't
emotional.
look at me.
right?
Talk about your experience with your fiance.
My experience making love to my
You
fiance.
and I are very connected when we make love.
Yeah, correct. Here are the things that I actually tell myself.
I feel like I can eat
if you
for
could
30 more minutes.
Tell me how comforted you are.
Okay, I'm gonna do this for real.
Literally everyone in history has died. If they can do it, so can you.
That tries to make you feel more comfortable?
Yeah, I realize I've never told anyone this before, and now I'm getting this like, oh my god.
Although, by the way, I guess by the way, that brings it, minimizes it. Like it just, it feels like everybody's gonna die.
You're not special in this.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Number 2, assuming you live to the median age, by that point, you'll be ready to die. You will, if anything, want to die.
So, but you're not at that median age yet.
No, so now
So
it's
you're not ready to die.
No, God, no. Oh my God, are you?
No, I hope not. Have you ever had a scare where you thought, oh my God, I could die right now, or a situation and no?
I thought I had testicular cancer, but it was an inguinal hernia.
I don't know what that means, but I'm
It's where
happy
you
you're
lift
doing
weights
great.
too hard that your intestines
I
end
get
up
it,
in
you're
your,
huge. You
in
don't
your
have to keep doing this.
Your intestines end up in your scrotum, so there's like a lump. And
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, of course I thought it was
How do you get it
cancer.
back in?
They just go in there and they just poke it back in and they sew a little net.
3?
3, the massive dimethyltryptamine rush you experience before death could create an Inception-like world where your consciousness exists forever.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, you were talking about Gary Shandling.
Yeah.
That could have been dimethyltryptamine. I only know this because my raver roommate used to make it in our freshman.
What is it?
dorm.
What is there a street name for that?
DMT they call it. So you go to hyperspace.
Have you ever lucid dreamed before?
No, never properly. Like never fully.
gonna
My,
talk about that
my
soon,
fiance got the
right?
narcolepsy though, so she does.
She is narcoleptic?
There's no good way to explain to a bouncer when you're picking up an unconscious woman out of a bar that like, no, I swear she has narcolepsy and I'm her fiance.
Number 4?
Number 4. The alternative to dying is living forever, which is even worse.
I don't think it's comforting, but I love that it's on the top 5.
Right? Yeah, it's getting towards the
Love
bottom
it.
now.
Yeah. Your top 3 were very like
Yeah.
introspective and deep thinking. And then the 4 is like,
Right, immortality is even worse.
Number 5. This is huge, everybody.
Number 5, so this is the last one, and this is actually courtesy of our mutual friend Tom Hanks, who you write letters to, and you get letters from him as well. I got a letter from him, but it was only 6 words, and it was just, Josh, you should read. I think you should read. No, he seems very sure. He seems very. He said the only thing in the world that
Wait, who
has.
said? Tom Hanks said.
Tom Hanks said, yeah.
When you interviewed him here?
Yeah, we talked a lot about death.
Great.
This is the thing that people do now, which against all odds.
Right, just on the page.
Can you just do it one more time for me? This is huge. The only thing in the world that has no empirical proof is what happens when we die. So I don't waste a minute thinking about what it's going to be. So basically, the smartest people in the world have thought about this and tried, and not a single person has ever gotten damn close.
So why spend time on it?
Why spend any time on it?
Interesting.
Like, are you gonna figure out cold fusion before the smartest people in the world do? You're
This
probably
is
not gonna
so
figure out that.
embarrassing. And you could talk to Jillian. I literally figured out cold fusion right before I got here.
Jillian, you've been sitting on cold fusion. Really?
Jillian, didn't I figure out cold fusion? Yeah, that's true. See?
Ben, this is the final course. How are you feeling?
I feel fantastic. This is an incredible show. And who do you want on? Who's your dream guest?
It was you, but now
No,
you're here.
come
Now
on
It's
now.
weird. It was Tom Hanks, and then it was Tom.
All right, so anybody who wants to come on,
Zac Efron.
I'll tell you the address. Zac Efron.
Yeah, gotta be so good. I would love to mash muscles, do some muscle mashing.
Mash muscles, is that what they say?
Huge.
MM?
Because he's kind of like a smaller, like Little Spoon type, and I'm kind of.
Are you calling out Zac Efron right now, saying
Zac
he's
Efron
tiny?
Little Spoon challenge? No, but he's like.
You just called it the
on,
Little
he's
Spoon
shredded.
challenge.
Yeah, there's nothing right. You're putting the judgment on Little Spoon. Then from Jenny's, we have.
This is
the
Factors
gooey-
right here.
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
a black and white cookie from Factors. This is one of
Awesome.
my favorite things. This is one of the best black and white cookies. And I'm going to give this to this camera right here. This is one of the best black and white cookies I've ever had. And then these are from Republique. I wanted to put Republique on the list. Which part can I touch?
You can touch all of it. You can touch all of it.
But
Yeah,
which is
none of
real?
it's-
I know some of it's fake. Which
Okay,
is
some
the
of it,
real
only
one?
the nipples are implants, actually.
Okay,
And it's
so
just
this
'cause I
is
was born
that's
with
real.
that. You know, like
100% not real. This is from Republique. I really like eating there too. I like the idea of that we could talk about our favorite. You don't have to flex while we talk.
I wasn't that-
Where-
but it
where
was
we
kind of
talk about
permanently-
like just nobody.
do you ever get a pump on before movies?
No, I
Before
don't
you did
get
Sonic,
pump on.
did you get a pump on? So
If
you
I
can
have like a
figure out
nude
camera?
scene, I'll do like push-ups or sit-ups or
Okay.
something like that. But also if I know I have a nude scene, then before the movie I'll work
Just
out.
watched you in a sex scene, but good. Well, it was almost
Which
a sex
scene?
scene. Good. No, you were describing the foods.
Sure. So this is okay. So right here is from Republique. I think this is called the Bumbolini.
Bumboloni, I think.
Bumboloni. And this is one of my favorite ice cream places. We have 2 favorites, McConnell's, and this is Jenny's Ice Cream.
Man.
Here is the gooey butter cake one, I think,
Yes, it
right?
is.
And it is a delicious dish. And you said that people that gave you stuff was nice for the most part, right?
They're all super nice. Yeah, no, the Manskys from Republique, fantastic. Been family friend. They're not family friends. Stop lying to them, dude. Just stop lying to them.
Take a breath, take a breath.
What
I
are we-
think- Just take a breath. Breathe in through your nose.
Okay.
Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth.
It's stuffy.
Yeah, but stop flexing. So
not- I'm
loose
not
arms.
flexing. Why do you
loose
think
arms.
that I'm-
Loose arms. Loose arms. You have too much tension in your muscles. Look at me.
Of course I have too
Okay.
much tension. That's
Try
not-
your hardest not to flex. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Breathe in through your nose. Okay. Your chest. No.
Can we eat the damn cookie? Ben, eat the cookie.
Okay, great. This is what
sorry,
I do.
I'm
You
sorry.
got to cut it in half. Sorry for touching it.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I? Okay.
Oh,
you have your
you're-
own. Okay, so you cut it in half, and that way you can have.
This is a problem because I mean they're almost like a cake. Like that's what a black and white
That's
cookie
exactly
should
right.
be. It's
But
not.
now you can have both at the same time. I had this last night.
Really? Mm-hmm. How does it feel this morning after all this?
Great. It feels great.
Jenny's is probably my number one, but McConnell's very, very close too.
Great.
And I feel like other places, their ice creams aren't cold enough, and I feel like I could explain that scientifically, but it's weird.
Was there something that your mom or dad had said that stuck with you? Like you said something that I know it's incredible. Like you had said something like my dad, like people will say like good things happen to good people or like all those things. Is there something that your parents had said that stuck with you and meant more after they passed away?
No.
Great. So just make something up.
Yeah.
It would just really help the edit. You're a
God.
director, something.
No,
really
I'm
help
trying
the-
to think. I'm trying.
There must be something. Okay, how about this? Okay, so
Go ahead.
is there a moment in your head that you can really clearly see or replay a lot when you're remembering that person?
Yeah, I don't think there's any greater meaning to it, but it is the thing when I picture my dad. He is one of his final jobs. He eventually became a public school teacher.
Oh,
but
my mom's
after-
a public school teacher.
Hey, that's very cool. But before that, he was clearing snakes off of a runway for a small airport.
Is that true?
Yeah. And he got it. Like he was like homeless for a time and battled back. It was really
Wow,
man.
man.
But it's him in a Ford Bronco teaching me how to bash a snake with a shovel.
Come on.
Get it out. I swear to God, I was like 8 years old, and he would I'd have to hide under the passenger seat of the Ford Bronco because you're not supposed to have a kid at this job. That's weird.
Also, Ford Bronco at the time, the shadiest car you could drive.
Truly. This would have been late 90s. Like it was in that era.
Wow. So you killed animals together.
Only because.
Sorry, I can't hear you being disgusting right now.
No, I told you.
I could almost hear you, but you're being.
I told you nobody's
absolutely
more disgusting than me. Also, this
No, I'm
bomboloni, my God.
See, now what's your favorite? We should have gone through the meals and ranked them 1 through 10. Is that something you guys do?
BuzzFeed quiz?
Yeah. And by the way, I'll tell you what Power Ranger you are once you tell me how you rank them 1 through 10.
All right, you ready for the lightning round?
Lightning round. Josh.
Other than me, who's the one person, dead or alive, you'd want to share your actual last meal with?
Oh, it'd be family. It'd probably be my family.
One person. Sorry, that was clear in the question. One person.
Oh.
Dad, mom, sister.
So I have to pick a family member?
Fine print. One person.
One person, dead or alive.
Dead or alive, though.
Oh,
so that
this is
opens it
good.
up.
So I feel like I'm so close with the people that I love that they kind of Voltron into one person. And I would love to eat with that one person of family.
Family Voltron's actually the most common answer we've gotten, so sucks. Well, who's your dream eulogizer at your funeral?
What a great, oh, that's so sad.
Eulogizer singular.
Great eulogy. But that person has to know who I am then, I guess.
Yeah, depending on what you want from a eulogy, I guess.
This is crazy.
You know?
I'd probably want it to be you.
Oh, can we, huh?
No.
Oh, well. Who would win in a fight, Sonic the Hedgehog or Jewish superhero Sky Bloomberg?
Oh, Sky Bloomberg, that was Larry King. He passed away.
He's dead, yeah.
He
Where do you
died.
think he is?
Can I tell you
afterlife or-
something? And
Please.
Jillian, who's here, I think was there. I remember the last time I did Larry King's show, something felt different. Something felt different, right? And the man has been through a bunch of strokes and stuff like that. And it was my 3rd or 4th time doing the show, and he was always lovely. And so we said goodbye, and I was on my way out. And my friend, who's also my publicist, Jillian, I said, you know what? I think I have to go back in and say goodbye one more time because I have this weird feeling I'm not going to see him again.
No way.
And I gave him a hug and I thanked him for everything because I had this weird feeling that something was wrong and he just wasn't telling people. And then he died really soon after. That's so crazy. I never would have thought that. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, I was going to ask, so is that a Sky
Sonic the
Bloomberg?
Hedgehog.
Great. What's your greatest regret in life?
Oh, my greatest regret is probably eating all this food because when I go home, it is going to be a travesty.
Well, that leads to the next.
And I'm lactose intolerant, so this is like a huge mess. Point to all the things that my lactose intolerance will have hurt. This.
It'd be a lot easier to do the ones that it wouldn't. Fries, French. No, French fries.
Great. Okay.
That's about it. All right, Ben, are you happy?
I think I am happy.
You think?
I am happy. Yeah, I think I am happy. I think there are moments of sadness and
Yeah.
there are moments of doubt and there's moments of stress and moments of panic. But I think my kindness and my happiness kind of goes above that.
Just a ratio. It's like a ratio.
I
of
think
happy to
so.
sad. It's higher.
Yeah. I try my best to make other people happy. I mean, see, the thing that you're talking about, selflessness.
Yeah.
The type of comedy I do is long form improv. My goal in a scene is to make you look good. If I make you look good, I'm going to have a good scene.
And now you're known as like maybe the preeminent improv artist in America.
God, deliver it to this one.
And now you're known, Ben Schwartz, as maybe the
Hey, can we talk about where I'm performing? September 23rd?
We plug stuff at the end of the show, and
Great.
I had another bit to do.
Great. Keep going, yeah.
And Ben, I'm so happy because you ordered the smoothie option with the bonus lasagna. Can we get the smoothie and the bonus lasagna in here? There he is. You said at the beginning.
Trevor, I
We
appreciate
blended all the
it.
leftovers into a smoothie and a traditional lasagna.
This is not the leftovers into a
bolognese.
smoothie.
No, I think it's various lasagna ingredients. It was done as a bit though. If you want to try it.
No, it's all right.
Sorry, this is just a really good lasagna. If you want to take a bite, it'd be meaning a lot to me.
Is there something weird about
No, we made it
lasagna?
for an episode
Can
earlier.
someone that's not Josh look at me? Is there anything? Okay.
Yeah, it's
I can't wait. Who made it?
me and Trevor. No, not me. Like all of them. I don't make
Just
anything
Trevor.
anymore.
Just Trevor. Trevor,
Oh,
do you
we-
mind if I have it? Trevor, can you come on camera and tell me what's in it?
Yeah, so it's a 3-meat ragu bolognese, and then it's also got a bechamel inside.
What is a bechamel?
Bechamel is like a cream sauce. There's no ricotta in it, so then it's got Parmigiano Reggiano, and it's got fresh hand-rolled lasagna noodles.
Are you serious?
And Trevor, why'd we make it?
Because we're epic. Because I'm Josh.
And I'm Trevor.
And we're
Wicked Smart. We have a bit.
We can cut that. We'll just cut that in post. Right? Because if we end it like that, then you know what I mean? Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And this is for charity, right? We're raising money for charity?
All of them, actually. We disperse it among every charity. It's like everyone gets 3 cents, but we pay 25
Oh,
bucks.
Trevor. Trevor, come back out, baby.
Hey, he's looping around. He's fast.
Oh, thank you.
It was delicious.
Thank you.
Very, very good. And Josh did not help, right?
Not at all.
Well, hi, everybody. Ben Schwartz here. We had a great meal. We had a great time. Josh?
Yeah.
It is Josh?
Unfortunately.
And we had a great time. Trevor was here. Blew the roof off the place. Should have been here. It's all I remember, honestly. These are things I have to plug. Renfield, it's a Dracula movie with Nicholas Hoult as Renfield. Nick Cage plays Dracula. Awkwafina's in it. It's very, very funny. It's very good. It's gory, written by Ryan Ridley, directed by Chris McKay. Die Harder with Kevin Hart, John Cena, Natalie Manuel, and Paula Pell, who's an incredible comedian. They're all in it. I'm bringing my long-form improv show, Ben Schwartz and Friends, to Radio City Music Hall on September 23rd, which is a huge deal for long-form improv. It will be an enormous venue that holds 6,000 people, and someone who came from New York, it's bananas to me that I get to perform at Radio City Music Hall. So I'll be bringing my improv show there. And then we're probably gonna do this again for Sonic 3, or what are we gonna do this for?
Yeah, man, whatever you want.
You're gonna throw up.
I'm not gonna throw up. I'm not gonna throw up. I'm holding it down. And Ben, if you have any last words, deliver it right to Dylan's camera right there.
Oh, you know what I say? They wouldn't be my last words, but something that I say to people that are starting out in comedy, because a lot of people ask me when they start out comedy, I thought this was helpful, was take a risk, fail, learn from that failure, and then repeat. Get back up. You gotta take the risk, you gotta fail, you gotta learn, and you gotta get back out there. And if you love it, you're gonna keep doing it, and you're gonna keep getting better. I mean, that's a lot of words.
We were thinking like a catchphrase. Like,
oh, okay. Okie dokie, see you in the morn.
Did you figure out the meaning of life yet? Did you figure out how to cure your own fear of death? If not, keep watching, because we got more episodes coming out in the new year where we will certainly find hard and concrete answers to all those questions.
Face the reality of mortality head on with our new Last Meals hat and tee, available now at mythical.com.